Okay. I don't think there's a problem, really. So I'll just. Even though it says it's in the red. I don't think it's fucked up because I'm looking at the screen and it's not. There's no buffering from what I can see. So breakfast. I believe we are live. We are very, very live. I had to turn off my air conditioner for this. Oh, oh, this is gonna be shit. Because I know this is gonna get me hot tempered, and it's like 90 degrees today. Evil Hero Diamond Cat, $5 super chat. Hey Jay, I'm sure it was an accident, but you referred to yourself as a black woman in your most recent videos. We all know you're a white guy. Sometimes I forget. We got another live react. I found a real winner. Like YouTube, like they do this shit on purpose. I'm not in a bad way, but it's like they know what I thrive on and what my channel. Okay, okie dokie. Okay. I have to. I think my computer is just slowly shutting down with every stream because there was a time where it never did this at all, like ever. Mm. And now it does it every stream. Well, every other stream, where it just like completely, like we're done. I don't want to do this anymore. All right. Anyway, yeah, I found YouTube did me a solid and recommended this primo cringe, and as usual, I watched the first few minutes and it was exactly what I thought it was. I don't know why I try to give things a chance anymore. It's like if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck at this point. Ugh. But yeah, um, Malcolm Jamal Warner wants to tell us about Edgelord movies and the men who love them, primarily white men, because you know where this is going. Because yeah, because like I said, I watched the first few minutes. It is primarily about white men. He goes into like, from what I saw, he goes into black men and how they respond to rap music and gangsta flicks, but it only lasts like a half a second, like a minute, and then he goes off to the other shit. Is it still buffering, or is this person just spamming my chat? You know what? No. Someone's gonna have to. I think it should be fine now. Okay, I think it should be okay now. What I did was is I auto configured it, and we're back in the green. So it seems like we good. We good. Jesus, I need a PC. I need something that can handle streaming. Jesus. Anyway, as I was saying, for the millionth fucking time, yeah, Basically, it's about how movies like Joker and Falling Down appeal to white men and their toxicity and their entitlements. It's one of those fucking videos. I keep squirting water on myself with this thing. Yeah, I bought a new water bottle because I just couldn't stand that other one. I mean, recycling plastic isn't all it's cracked up to be. But anyway, let's get on with it. I think our volume levels are correct. Oh, get ready. Actually, I think I missed some fucking super chats. I might not be able to find them though. He-Man, £2 super chat in before. Stop liking stuff, white people. Ugh. Well, you're not in before. Like, we're starting it right now. Okay, content warning. Mass violence, domestic terrorism, fascism, harassment, anti-Semitism, transphobia, abuse, school shootings, and spree shootings. Great. His video is going to cause all these things.
And somehow, it's my character. You kind of had the feeling that he came from another time, or he wished or he hoped for another time when things made sense, when somebody's job was worthwhile. You had a...
Okay, this guy, not white, biracial. Nice try though. Evil Hero Diamond Cat $5 super chat. Funds for my favorite white guy to buy a new PC. He doesn't deserve to suffer like this. I really don't. But yeah, this dude, wasn't he half Cuban or some shit? He was not a white boy. Was not a white guy, so I don't know.
Purpose in life, and I think he kind of reverted or dreamt about.
Also, not a white guy. I really wish they would stop labeling some of these shooters who clearly are not white. Like, it's so annoying. Like, they'll look at a picture at George Zimmerman. That's what his name was. Full on looking fucking Mexican as hell, and say, "Oh, that's a white guy."
About the old days.
I liked it better than you did, Gene, and I think one element of the picture that you haven't really gotten into is that the movie is really about two middle-class, middle-aged white guys who both feel that their lives have basically been thrown away and were pointless. And that it gives a voice to a feeling that a lot of people in our society have. Yeah.
Well, defense, the name of the character.
Okay. How does that prove, like, what you're trying to say, dude? Clearly, Ebert got it? Like, just, but, like, you know, throwing race into it is kind of dumb. Considering well, you know, let's go on a little bit further.
Character that was referred to.
Oh, finally, some white ones.
in the picture. Was trying to get back to.
And, like, didn't they go on spree shootings because they were bullied? You can't even put that in the same category as Michael Douglas's character from Falling Down, because that's not even the same shit. Excuse me, NeoZed, 100HK. They'll never. Oh my God, they'll never link it to SSRIs. You know, the one thing they have in common. Also, new PC fun, please. Thank you, NeoZed. Plain Jane, $5 super chat. Why are we talking about Joker? Suicide Squad came out. Thank you.
A life or world that he'd had before his has begun to come apart. You know, what's happened for life.
I forgot the reason the other guy, the movie theater guy, I totally forgot his motivation. But yeah, Elliot Rodger, he was an incel. Cuban guy, I think he was just severely mentally ill, that one. Like, he was totally fucked. Christopher Ozine, $5 super chat. Let's start a petition to get Henry Cavill to build a PC for JLongbone. Please.
A lot of people now is that we're angry, and we don't know who to be angry at.
There it is.
You know?
So today, I'm making a video that, I don't know. I mean, I know exactly what I'm about to
Oh, and thank you for putting the Angry White Men book, you know, pulling it out. because no one has books angled like that on their shelves. Thanks you for like pulling that out so we could see it, so we can know how well read you are on some shit that you don't really need to be well read on. So like I said this on Twitter, but like, who gives this much of a fuck about white men? Anybody going and reading a book like White Men 101? Anybody normal doing that shit? Mikey Gusler, $5 super chat. No Time to Die is coming out October 8th. Get hyped. Oh shit! Finally, I get to watch that garbage. Kill Switch Engage. These people are just trying to exploit tragedies for clout, like a shittier version of Michael Moore. True. Evil Hero Diamond Cat. He put the stream on 240p. I'm sorry, guys, but for some reason, it just can't get any better than that. And like stream successfully.
Talk about, I know my shit, but just knowing the ways that YouTube videos and social media and internet communities work, I wonder if this will be received in the way I hope it will.
No.
I always know with everything I make that there's going to be some audience.
At least not after probably me and probably a few other people get done with it. I don't know. I'm not going to assume that I'm going to inspire people to dislike this video or to tackle this video and then like just get people to like watch it and realize how full of shit it is. I don't know. But if a lot more people were directed towards your video, then you wouldn't get the reception you'd like.
Is that just will hate the fact that I'm speaking on the topics that I'm speaking on.
No, we hate the fact that you are wrong. As we will see. Like I said, I already watched the first couple minutes. Yeah. It's funky.
The nature of having an opinion. And then when you think about the polarized and really rather ugly communities that exist on social media, whether it be Twitter, Reddit, the Chan boards, etc., there are a lot of people, a lot of mostly young white men that are just out there bad. That's the
and they're the only ones who are going to hate this video. The only ones. There's so many white men. They're out there bad right now, man. They out here having opinions different from me and shit. Ugh, they down bad, my nigga. Wolfhorn, £1.79 super chat. I want EFAP to see this. That would be funny. I don't know. This isn't usually the shit. Well, no. This is the type of shit they tackle, right? They do like this because this video is talking about movies and media and shit. So who knows? Who knows?
Best way I could put it. And the irony is that this last video that came out a couple of weeks ago, thank you for watching for those who have, in this video are really about them. And they're about them in a way that
so it's about them. So the irony is that the video's about them, like, but it's not favorable. You're making them look like they're fucking psychos for liking certain films. Like, that's not. It's so, they supposed to be flattered by this shit? Mikey Gusler, $5 super chat. If I wore a shirt called I Am Rock and Roll, it would be just as cringe as wearing a shirt. If I wore a shirt called I Am Rock and Roll, would it be just as cringe as wearing a shirt called I Am Hip Hop? Yeah. I really hate it when people wear, like, cause like I hate it when black people wear like race-centric clothes. It's so fucking cringe because if, like I said, if a white person did do that, you'd be like, what group you part of, nigga? What time y'all start what time y'all start your daily lynchings? You wouldn't. Well, I Am Rock and Roll. It'd just be cringe. It wouldn't be like, but something like white power. Like you see plenty of black people wearing black power shirts. At least people who run channels like this like wear black power shirts. If you saw a white power shirt, you would be like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I need to be trusting you. Rachel DeRosier. Oh my god. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that, but thank you. $10 super chat. Hey Jay, sorry I'm late. No, you're right on time. Nothing's really happened yet.
We don't really talk about on the left enough. We don't talk about whiteness and maleness in isolation.
What? Y'all don't. The left doesn't talk about whiteness and maleness and and white privilege and all that shit. yeah, y'all need to catch up because I've actually heard none of these arguments from the left wing. Not like, oh God, not ever. Like, yeah, he's right. Y'all need to get on that. He literally has a fucking book called Angry White Men. We don't talk about this shit enough. We do not talk about these white folks enough.
As it's constructed in American culture and probably world culture, but I can only speak for what I see and witness and experience in America.
What you choose to see and witness. What justifies your worldview. That's what you mean. Wolfhorn, £4 and 49 super chat. Oh my God, you Brits need to get better money. I hate how much people like this care so much about race when it doesn't even matter. Yeah, true. Mike the Bike, $2 super chat. Loved the I'm Not Starfire stream. Thank you. And I'm sure Jack and oh my God, I keep forgetting everyone's name. Burst, Jack, Burst, and Carl all say thank you as well. The spoken one, £5 super chat. That shirt reminds me of those patriotic America shirts from Facebook. True.
We don't talk about it in isolation. We only talk about it in terms of how is this white maleness affecting my experience as a non-white male. And I understand why that is. That is an important discourse that has really led to so much of what I'm about to say today. We've done kind of a disservice to ourselves and to, them by not engaging with this topic holistically. So my fear is that the breadth of this video is going to offend both the, alt-right wild types that, hate everything that is left-leaning, but also individuals on the left or who are more progressive that are not really overly interested in hearing an empathetic standpoint on some of these individuals who cause us so much harm.
I mean, I saw like the first few minutes. He doesn't sound that fucking empathetic to me. But yeah, we'll see. We'll get through the whole thing.
And I understand that. So there's going to be, a million trigger warnings here. That said, I'm a sociologist. I'm a researcher. I'm a scholar at heart. And
he's a scholar at heart, guy. When your career, when your professional career is YouTube, personally, I don't think you should be bragging about your degree. Here's why, okay? When someone like those fucking YouTube channels, like those lawyer YouTube channels, like that lawyer YouTube channel that EFAP did a video on when they were talking about fucking Captain Marvel. Like, nigga, like, what you doing making videos every week and you're a lawyer? Like, what you do making YouTube videos every week? Lawyers should be like some of the busiest fucking people. And like when you see doctors with television shows where they just stand around and talk about being a doctor instead of showing like Dr. Pimple Popper is like the exception to the rule, right? She's a doctor who has her own show and shit, but the show is her job. The show exhibits her job. You know what I mean? She can sit around and say, "Oh, I got a show, and I'm a doctor, and I got a good degree, and I have a degree," and she shows how good she is at her job. But the motherfuckers who come on YouTube, the doctors and the lawyers who talk about, "I have a degree and I don't brag about that because you're not really doing lawyer and doctor shit. You're kind of just talking about it." Like, and during a time where COVID is supposedly, like, hitting like wildfires, like, how the fuck are you able to, like, make TikToks, make YouTube videos, waste all this fucking time, and you're a doctor? Like, you're, like, one of the busiest fucking, like, this is one of the busiest fucking professions, especially right now. And, like, how the fuck do you on YouTube? I understand how much time this shit takes. There ain't no way you could be a doctor and do this shit at the same time. It's just not possible. So when people complain about like their degree, when people brag about their degrees on here, like, "Oh, I'm a what do you say? I'm a scholar at heart. Sociology, like for one thing, sociology. Okay. You learn how to shame people for their race. Okay, I guess that's great. I guess that's a conducive use of your time. But when you say I have a degree and I'm on YouTube, what you're really saying is I had a degree and now I'm on YouTube. Like, there's no shame in being a YouTuber, but like, don't throw your degree around when you on YouTube. Like, that's just Oh shit! I'm supposed to read these super chats. Rachel, $5 super chat. Just call me Rachel D. Not everyone can pronounce my last name correctly. Anyway, that dude doesn't have to watch those movies. I mean, I kind of don't like that argument. Oh, you can just not watch these movies. Like, that's not. Like, he has a right to watch the movies if he wants to. But it's like when you put your critique out there and it's a bad one. Like, don't get ready for some criticism yourself. Sean Randall, $2 super chat. We was scholars and shit. I missed one. Zach Polito, $2 super chat. Calling it now. This video is just him projecting. Excuse me. Apparently there's some good law channels people are telling me about. Oh, Heman. Oh, psychology, sociology. You know what? I fucking made a joke while I was watching this early. I was saying, the only reason I was saying, like, out loud when I was talking about this guy, when I was checking out the first few minutes, I was like, you're only a sociologist because you weren't good enough to become a psychologist. And it was so mean. But, you know, it's accurate, but it's mean. Mackie Sky, $2 super chat. I'm sad Blossom left. What will they do now? Oh, I hope this show gets fucking canceled. Or at least film the pilot, release it as a gag, and just cancel the show. But anyway, let's get back to this. Let's get back to it. Let's do it.
And I'm going to try to lead with that. I have an agenda, as anybody that's making a YouTube video should have, but
Now, keep that in mind. He said he has an agenda. He openly admitted that, okay. I'll give him that, because some people don't have the balls to say, yeah, I got an agenda. I got something to say about this. I don't think other leftist YouTubers would fucking admit that. I have an agenda, because they don't want to seem like that person. But this guy has the balls to admit that he's that person. I have to admire that.
Hope that people see my heart here as I
see your heart, dude. Just get on.
Dive into this, and I don't know. That's all the preview you're gonna get. So strap in today. This is still the Black Media Breakdown.
Dragmatic.
Dude, get a better editor. What the fuck is this? He's just filming his screen and shit. And his DVD collection, which is fine, but you're kind of doing it wrong. It's just weird. What you doing? Wait, is the Matrix on his list of, let's just keep going. Let's stop it.
One of my favorite videos over the last couple of years is the Pewdie Pipeline by YouTuber Non-Compete. If you're all acquainted with the left tube, red tube communities on YouTube, then
oh yes,
you kind of probably have seen it, and you know kind of where I'm going to go with some of this video. Another video that I love in the same vein is by Innuendo Studios. It's part of a series he did that's on like how the alt-right basically constructs itself, and it's called How to Radicalize a Norm.
Anybody have any experience with that video? I didn't hear favorable things about it. But has anyone else seen it in the chat? How to radicalize a normie with that one of those little shitty stick figure type animations. Ew. Nazi Pewdie Pipeline.
Overall, it presents a very similar argument to Non-Compete's Beauty Pipeline video, with the important added element of like explicitly talking about whiteness and maleness and how these things directly inform these movements. Specifically,
Like, can't people just like PewDiePie and not have their fucking their racial outlook fucking questioned? Remember when people could just enjoy him without that shit? And I'm not blaming PewDiePie. I'm blaming everyone else around him. You like PewDiePie? Are you a Nazi? Like, who is that fucking bitch made where they look at PewDiePie like, oh yeah, this nigga is recruiting Nazis? Who is that fucking retarded?
specifically, it does take on the kind of radical notion that these white men in these communities, whether legitimate or not, feel a sense of marginalization, feel a sense of oppression. I'm not saying this is real, but this is real to them.
Yeah, being poor and because he's putting Joker in here. Being poor and having your ass beat, being discriminated against because of your mental illness, and being just generally shit on. That's just imaginary shit. That's imaginary shit. It doesn't happen.
And that is integral in their recruitment into these communities. Both of these videos make the...
I mean, so far this video is just like condescending. It's real to them. It's real to them.
Point that these communities have a propensity for producing a...
Now, I'm not saying people are oppressed in the United States, because no. What I'm saying is that just to write people off like, well, you're white, so you don't really go through anything. Black people, now we're the ones who go through shit. Like, that's just, what are you, a fucking 12-year-old? Usually black people stop thinking like this when they hit puberty and when they start hanging around different people.
Form of antisocial behavior that seems to be uniquely white, mostly alluding to the spree shooter and his distant cousin, the car attacker or the mad bomber. Now, while it's true that spree shooters and spree killers come in every race, white spree shooters tend to get...
You didn't list any fucking white spree shooters. No. You listed like 2 or 3? And then the other ones were fucking biracial. Evil Hero Diamond Cat, $5 super chat. P.S. Stitch and Adam Friended covered that Innuendo Studios video, recommending that video has tarnished his reputation.
Get much more media attention and are much more likely to engage in what's called stochastic terrorism or lone wolf terrorism. There is a significant difference between the numerous incidents where men of color, mostly African-American men, have went on a murderous tirade after a workplace dispute or a domestic issue versus white homegrown domestic terrorists who just go on random...
Oh, you fucking asshole. Really? Awkward 101, $5 super chat. Suffering in silence. Reacted and dying. Here we go. Oh my God. I'm never going to live that song down. I can already see it. I can see it now. Let me rewind exactly what he said, because I kind of forgot it for a second.
Or lone wolf terrorism. There is a significant difference between the numerous incidents where men of color, mostly African-American men, have went on a murderous tirade after a workplace dispute or a domestic issue versus white homegrown domestic terrorists who just go on random locations and kill.
See, we're black folks, like, we kill people we know. So that makes it okay. When we kill motherfuckers we know, when we do a drive-by and hit old people and children, that's a lot better than some white guy with a sniper rifle shooting people he doesn't know. Even though it's basically the same shit. But the skin colors are different, so that makes it completely different. That's how it works. Millionaire who murdered 60 people at a country music concert for no apparent reason. Former cop who murdered 4 members of law enforcement after feeling he was treated unfairly by the system. Yeah, he felt he was being treated unfairly. He was paranoid. I fucking watched a true crime video based on his story. He basically he was not cut out to be a cop or whatever. Like I think he was in the military and trying to be a cop, some shit like that. And he had like red flags all over his psyche valve or something. I think this is what this was. Don't hold me to it. I could be wrong, but like yeah, he got a red flag. And red flags on his psyche valve, and they said he wasn't physically up to what he was doing. Like he wasn't that physically impressive. And he thought that was racially motivated because he was a bitch who couldn't take criticism. So, and then that shit festered, and then he went on a fucking shooting spree. Well, but he killed cops, so that means it's okay. He's black and he killed cops, so that means he's cool. But this guy's a white and he's a millionaire. You have no reason to shoot anybody. What's the common denominator here for both these people? Maybe they're both mentally ill and that's why they did it? Vigilante Williamson, $2 super chat. This guy has that girlfriend is fucking someone else energy. Wolfsbane, $5 super chat. Watched your recent Batwoman reaction. I agree, Luke and Diggle or Niggle are better than any woman in that show. Why couldn't we just have that instead? I don't know. Rat on, I think that is. Lol, is he excusing murder? I think he semi-is. Well, he's black and he felt like he was discriminated against, so those crackers deserve that shit. Those cops deserve that shit. No, basically, I think what he's saying is that one had a reason to kill, the other didn't. And the reason why the black guy was okay for killing was because of his skin color. And the reason why the white guy wasn't okay to kill is because he's white. Solrak Zenitov? Oh, wait, sorry. Zenitinov, I think. $10 super chat, men of color. When they go on murder sprees, it's usually people they know. Laughs and DC snipers. Oh yeah, I forgot about that shit. The DC sniper. Yeah, I bet he's not gonna mention that, motherfucker. Zaimoku Mitsu, more reasons to assign shooters numbers and not show their race, gender, and identity. I agree. Because the media likes to make shit racial instead of like saying, hey, this person did bad thing. This person did bad thing. Look out for this fucking person. Okay, let's get back to it. Excuse me.
Discriminately. This is an important distinction to make because it helps contextualize the causes and the forces that lead to such behavior.
Mental fucking illness. And I think both of them were mentally fucking ill. Because the black dude could have been like paranoid, have some kind of like paranoid disorder. And yet people, I love how like when a white person like randomly goes and shoots people, no, it's not because they're crazy, they're just entitled and they're just really white, which is so fucking racist. they're just a little too white to be, sane. like as soon as they do something, mental illness doesn't even exist anymore. It's just because they're white. Oh my god, see, I'm already hot. God damn it. I'm sorry guys, I'm about to turn my air conditioner back on. So you're gonna hear a lot of I'll be right back. It's because it's fucking hot in here. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Dr. Cataclysm, $5 super chat. Dracula Part 2 when? It's coming. I gotta work on Gotham High Part 4 first.
And considering that lone wolf terrorism is very uniquely white in this country, you have to ask, what is it about the intersection of whiteness and maleness that correlates to this? I'll let the two...
Oh boy, imagine if you said, this gold digging shit, what about women that like ties into being a gold digging whore. People would immediately find that fucking offensive, no matter how many facts you brought to the table. Like, is gold digging like primarily a female thing? Do their stupid little female brains cause this shit?
Two aforementioned videos give a more full breakdown of the radicalization process, but today I want to dig into at least one thing that to me shines some light on the phenomenon, which is something I'm going to lazily call edgelord movies. And I'm going to call it that because I don't have anything better. I'm not fucking original, y'all.
Yeah, you could have said, what the fuck? Revenge fantasy films, or just revenge films. Like societal revenge films. Yeah! Societal revenge films. This guy has a degree in sociology. He went to college. How come I came up with that faster than you? I don't get it. He went to college.
It is what it is.
Well, at least he's honest.
These are movies like, The Joker and Matrix and Fight Club that...
The Matrix? The Matrix? Why? And, what's her name? Oh, what's their name? The Wachowski sisters would actually disagree with you now. From what they've been saying. They were like, no, Mr. Black Man, it's actually about transgenderness. So you can't even say that anymore. Dr. Cataclysm, $2 super chat. Check out massshootings.info. It destroys this. Well, we're not going to do it now. Because I'm more focused on this. But like the Matrix? The fucking Matrix. Like I said, the Wachowski sisters, they would beg to fucking differ. Considering what they have been saying.
Are popular with white men, especially white men radicalized in these communities, and provide a
hang on a second. Danny Nightblade 45, $5 super chat. Thank you very much.
blueprint of sorts for the bombastic and violent antisocial behavior.
For Max Smiley, $2 super chat. Don't use goddamn Persona 5 music for this nonsense.
Etc.
Wait a minute, Zed. Sizik, 50 Sizik from Zed. Hi from Czech Republic. I just want to say I love you so much. Also review of Ruby Rose, Morgan Freeman's Vanquish movie. Maybe. Love you so much. Oh God, I've been asked several times about that fucking movie. I think I might just have to react to it at this point. And if I'm gonna react to it, it's gonna be after I do Karen, the Karen movie. Whenever the hell that's coming out. I don't know. I gotta organize all this shit. Oh. RJ Godzilla 81. Why the Matrix? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Gary Thomas, $2 super chat. He does realize Keanu Reeves isn't white, right? I don't think he does, but let's not tell him. Let's not show a picture of Keanu Reeves' father right here on stream. Oh, wait. No, I'm going to do exactly that. Oh, let's see. That's what his fucking father looks like. Hang on. Let's show it. Oh, I can't even. Oh, fuck. I remember when they would show the images right in the middle of the screen. Now they just don't do it anymore. This is what fucking Keanu Reeves' father looks like. Oh, God. All these steps. Just give me a nice big image. There it is. This is Keanu Reeves' fucking father. This is his father! Keanu Reeves is not white. Keanu Reeves is half... what is his father again? I think his father is Chinese. Hang on. Keanu Reeves is... I think he's Chinese, Hawaiian or some shit. Something to that effect. But yeah, he ain't white. His daddy is not fucking white in the slightest. And if you look at the pictures of his father even younger, he looks even less white. Anyway, yeah. Daddy ain't white. Let's just move on.
By doing so, I hope to go deeper into some of the ways in which white men experience and perform masculinity and how the unique intersection of race, gender, and privilege informs their behavior and worldview.
And keep in mind, the Matrix films are very, very diverse. They got black people, they got Asians, they got everybody. So I don't even know what the fuck this motherfucker talking about. Joe Vinny the Hyena, $5 super chat. Also, Will Smith was going to be in the Matrix, but he said no to it, but said yes to the YouTube Rewind. Major Chris, it doesn't matter if Reeves isn't white. He has pale skin. He white according to these SJWs. True. Yeah, they don't really care. Like, Asians are basically white to the leftists now. Until there's hate crimes, then they're not white. And then as soon as the hate crimes stop, they're back to really being white again.
White men experience and perform masculinity and how the unique intersection of race, gender, and privilege informs their behavior and worldview. Part 1, all the whataboutisms. As I begin to argue about the influence that these movies have on how white men experience masculinity and how it informs their behavior, I'm sure that someone will come and say, well, couldn't you say the same thing about images of black men in the media? Doesn't violent antisocial behavior in hip hop reflect things that happen in black communities?
Yes, because you cannot bring up how race affects our mental states and our how it affects how we interact with society and not bring up every other fucking race. You brought up this fucking conversation, so now we have to finish the conversation. You feel me? Like, stop with this bullshit. We only need to focus on the white men, not everyone else. Not everyone else in this fucking country who sees the same films. And technically it shouldn't. By your logic, people who have felt slighted and who feel entitled to freedom and like their own perception of freedom, shouldn't all those people be fucking naturally violent and entitled? Wouldn't one particular group who has been slighted by the fucking United States, who sees images of other brown people coming up through violence and drug distribution, shouldn't these questions be said of this other group of people? No, of course not. No, never. No, we're perfect. Our melanin makes us it makes us completely oh my god, I'm forgetting words again. It makes us, oh my god, right when I'm about to say something. Oh god. Melanin protects us against bad thoughts and mental illness and entitlement and just negative human traits of any kind. That's what it does. So you crackers better melanin up.
And doesn't it have an effect on black people's behavior? I know this is coming.
Thank you, Chad, for juicing my brain back up. Immune. Oh, thank you.
Because these people are predictable, but also because this is a talk.
Wait, what did he say?
That happen in black communities, and doesn't it have an effect on black people's behavior? I know this is coming because these people are predictable, but
no, it's because you started the fucking conversation. If you don't want to fucking have the conversation, shut the fuck up. Don't bring it up in any form. Don't want to have the conversation? Don't fucking start it. Let us talk. Let us go in the sandbox and talk about this shit. And you take your little sad ass over there. You're not. You're fucking not, antisocial ass can go over there somewhere while everyone else has discussions about shit. That has nothing to do with this. You know how how race affects our decisions. Race affects our decisions and how we interact with society. And then someone else brings, okay, what about would this race also qualify as da 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 da? And this person's like, nah, shut up. You're so predictable. Of course you would try to add more nuance to this discussion. Fuck you. I hate niggas like this. I hate motherfuckers like this. I'm sorry.
Also because this is a talking point that's been...
Apparently I'm lagging. Hang on. You better get straight, nigga. Is it lagging anymore? Oh, Z50 is so lame that I don't really even want to review it. Because it's super boring. Kai Fujimoto, Alexa, Siri, fix the stream. Okay, OBS says that it's back. Zaimoku Mizu silencing a colored woman, shaking my head. Okay, I think we're back, even though it's still in the fucking red. Alright, we're just gonna get back to it, because I think it's back to normal. It's just not green. Oh wait, it's going back to green. Now it's back to red. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going.
Effect on black people's behavior. I know this is coming because these people are predictable, but also because this is a talking point that's been strong on the right, but also even among black individuals for years.
And now a top radio station is joining the fight against violence in music, as well as music that promotes negative messages towards women.
Oh my god. Fucking raise the audio levels. Level your fucking audio. This is too low. I can barely fucking hear it.
New York City radio station WBLS is hoping to start a trend in stopping this type of music.
One major station will say today enough is
For one
enough.
thing, don't use Al Sharpton as an example. He's an opportunistic piece of shit. Oh god. We were legitimately trying to stop these things. Like, he's an opportunistic piece of shit. He doesn't give a fuck. Grapple R, $5 super chat. I guess Blade and Spawn never existed. I forgot which famous black comedian said this, but like he said only Al Sharpton only gets involved when it has something to do with young, like, black women. And of course this situation would have had something to do with black women, because he was defending black women's honor by telling rappers to just stop it.
He followed up and made other stations do it. Then
And I guess he didn't do a very good job, because they'd been doing the same shit for years. So
the market is closed to those that want to insult women and do violent lyrics. That's how important this is.
That has been the main criticism of hip hop for at least 20, 30 years, that hip hop is creating antisocial criminal behavior in black people. And the obvious answer to that is, I mean, kinda, a bit. Not really, but...
fuck off. Not really. I mean, Chicago and a lot of fucking destitute black neighborhoods would disagree with you. Especially Chicago right now. I don't think these shootings just fell out of the fucking sky, but, you know, you seem to think that. Well, okay, so whatever. No conversation to be had here.
You know, if you squint, it works. Of course.
If you squint, it works. Wow, this guy... I'm a scholar at heart. I mean, I only pay attention to one part of the conversation, and, you know, one part of the discussion, and and perpetrate like race can actually affect your fucking decision making, or can affect your mental state. I mean, I'm a scholar, though. I'm a scholar at heart.
The media and art that black people produce and consume influences their behavior. It influences the entire world's behavior. You can't turn on TikTok without seeing the immense influence of black art with every swipe. I can make a whole dictionary of terms that were pulled from hip hop or even queer and trans black communities that are in common parlance now and being used among white LGBTQ hating people, racist people with like zero understanding of where those terms came from. And this also goes for fashion, music. Like at this point, it's getting harder to not see anything popular in modern culture that doesn't owe a chunk of its popularity to its black art form originator. Hip hop informs our understanding and outlook of the world. And yes, on some level, I'm sure that some of the destructive and dysfunctional behavior that you might see in black communities can be attributed to the influence and glorification of what is seen in the media, aka hip hop. However, criminologists, psychologists, sociologists, and pretty much any other discipline in the social sciences has long recognized that crime and social dysfunction come down to predictable social conditions. If you have communities, whether they be black, white, South African, Eastern European, wherever you may go, if those communities are poor and have poor health and are poorly educated and have poor economic outlooks, you're going to see dysfunction in those communities.
And of course, they never would turn to, social media or pop culture, where black people have a lot of influence, especially hip hop culture has a lot of influence. They would never turn to that as a replacement for maybe a father figure, or as a replacement as some kind of form of guidance through all the chaos of being impoverished and uneducated. No, they wouldn't do that. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. It don't happen.
And when you add the unique structural barriers of America that include over-policing, the general criminal industrial...
Over-policing? Oh my god! Someone fucking made a joke about this. I forgot who. I think it might have been Burst on Twitter. See, those darn people wouldn't commit so many crimes if there weren't so many police. What? There's over-policing. That's why Chicago's being shot up right now, because there's too many police. Stop it! Get the fuck out of here. He's a scholar at heart, y'all.
Industrial complex, and of course systemic racism, then it becomes even more predictable what the outcomes will be.
See, systemic racism. See, that's the reason why we shoot up our neighborhoods. Systemic racism. So, as soon as systemic racism goes away, we'll stop killing people.
There's this myth that black communities were so much better and safer and healthier 60 or 70 years ago, before all the liberals and welfare and hip hop came along and destroyed everything. And that's complete bullshit, because if you look through history, you'll see that over and over again, African Americans built up communities. You start seeing the predatory lending, the over-policing, fuck.
Yeah, your camera knew you were talking bullshit and tried to peace out. Your camera knew you were full of shit. I'm out. Peace. You piece of shit. Like and share so I can please buy decent equipment. But you're a sociologist. Where's that sociology money, nigga? Oh. And nobody says that, the neighborhoods were so much better before liberals and cops. No, we're saying they're getting worse now. People are saying they're getting worse now. Oh, shit. But anyway, now, people say that, liberals and welfare are making it worse. But nobody said, everything was just great for black people before liberals. No one fucking says that.
I hope this is the same shot. If it's not, hopefully it's
Nope.
a better shot, because
Nope.
along with the many instances
You're not centered at all.
of black communities
Oh no, an angry white man isn't fully in the shot anymore. Oh no.
being destroyed in race riots, where you had neighboring white communities going into black communities and burning them to the ground and murdering as many people as they could. Race riots
Wait, what?
being destroyed in race riots, where you had neighboring white communities going into black communities and burning them to the ground and murdering as many people as they could. Race
All the way from 18. Oh, could anything have happened during these times that could have influenced this shit? Like could this been a vital time for like a really toxic? Could this have been a really toxic part of United States history that could have been happening that caused these riots? No, of course not. Of course not. So what does gun violence with black communities now have to do with this shit from 1863? We're just not responsible for our own fucking actions because racism, because of Tulsa, because of fucking riots that happened a fucking 200 like ago. We're just not responsible for our own actions because of what happened to our ancestors. No, but see, like, look at all these riots. You don't understand. White people haven't gone through all this, so when they shoot up something, it's extra bad. No. It's actually bad. We're doing it because we're so oppressed. Oh, the fucking internet crapped out again. Every time it goes into the red. Alright, we're back. We're fucking back. I'm just gonna start doing that from now on. Every time it's in the red, just go to airplane mode and then turn it on and turn it off, and then we'll be back. But like, I don't really give a fuck about any of this. Known riots since slavery. I don't care. What the fuck does that have to do with people committing murders now? Like I said, you would not extend this same fucking this same level of fucking hand holding and ass patting to any other fucking race. Just black people. But you don't understand. There were riots. We have to shoot up our own fucking neighborhoods.
riots happen
And when I say we, I'm following this motherfucker's lead.
all the time in Reconstruction, post-slavery America. It's one of the main reasons why.
Frankenfurter $5 super chat. Unrelated, Jay, you should get Streamlabs. YouTube makes 30% of large super chats, while Streamlabs only takes 3%. P.S. This guy's a chode. I think I have Streamlabs. Where the fuck is that thing? No, that's not it. Where the hell? No. There it is. Alright. So if you want to send me a Streamlab instead of doing the YouTube thing, there's the link right there. I had the link this whole time, but like since I was, super chats, I got those back. I don't really need to have it on. But if you want to send me money through Streamlabs, there's my link right there. Silma Kuvas? Yeah, get Streamlabs, homie. I got Streamlabs. The link is right there. Yeah, the link is right there in case you want to send it through that and not super chats. So, and yeah, Frankenfurter, this guy is a chode. Now, if the link doesn't work, oh wait, you know what? Kai Fujimoto, YouTube is saying this guy himself is stupid. I wish I could put this in my description right now. Oh, right. Shit. Right. Hang on. Oh. Okay, hang on a second, guys. I want to make sure this works. Be right back. Be right back. I mean, I'm still on streaming, but you know, I have to do something right quick because I can't go through my chats through OBS. So I'll be right back. Okay, now just checking to see if this shit works. Oh my god, I think it does work. Okay, it does work. Alright. I'm gonna send it out to you guys. Alright. I got the Streamlabs link pinned. You guys should be good to go. You guys who don't want to do the super chat thing, y'all are good to go. Oh, shut up, Angry Birds. Why are you on right now? Okay. Boom. Alright, you guys should be good. Zaimoku Mizu, thank you, Jay. You're welcome. Alright, well, anyway, now let's get back to this shit.
Black people's migration habits are what they are today. The point I'm trying to get across here is that, like, you cannot blame art for behavior. At hip hop.
Wait, what? Wait, what? What the what? What? Then what the fuck are we even talking about? What are we talking about then? Why does this video even exist? Edgelord movies and the men who love it. What? What are we talking about? Let me rewind that. That was beautiful. The fuck? Oh my dear God.
Communities and burning them to the ground and murdering as many people as they could. Race riots happen all the time in Reconstruction, post-slavery America. It's one of the main reasons why Black people's migration habits are what they are today. The point I'm trying to get across here is that, like, you cannot blame art for behavior.
Then why are we having this conversation? Silma Kuvas, we was artists. What?
Hip-hop never existed, but we still had systemic racism and inequality. We still have the same exact situation that we have today. It's not that hip-hop racism and art for behavior. Had hip-hop never existed, but we still had systemic racism and inequality, we still have the same exact situation that we have today. It's not that hip-hop doesn't influence behavior, but it's that the behavior and experiences of Black people in these communities is what goes into hip-hop.
That's bullshit. I mean, yeah, like, hip-hop is about other people's experiences, but to think that it doesn't fucking influence people who listen to it, or like that, like, we're making the conversation that somehow these movies inspire these white, entitled, privileged spree killers, but you can't say the same shit about, like, hip-hop and rap music and shit? Because, like, if we're going off Joker, you're saying no white man has ever been poor, mentally ill, with a shitty job, and mistreated, ever. Like, is the point he's trying to make, well, that was realistic shit? So no one can really emulate realistic shit. And let's not pretend. And let's not fucking pretend like they don't glamorize it. It's glamorized. They're not making, oh yeah, I was poor. Like, if every fucking rap music was sad and was lecturing about the pitfalls of being black in America and whatever, I would understand exactly what you're saying. I'd be fine. I'd be like semi-fine with what you're saying. But most of it is just glorifying shitty behavior. Which is like, whatever. I don't really care. But when you bring this fucking shit up and say that these movies influence this group of people to do A, but don't give the same fucking respect to the conversation when we turn it on, like black people and rap music, that is fucking disingenuous as fuck. No, fuck it. It's flat out dishonest. It's really shitty. Either it influences people or it doesn't. Like, fucking stop.
And to be fair, I think the same can be said for these movies I'm going to talk about. And
then why does this video exist then? Why does it even matter?
They may have themes that are concerningly, white supremacist and misogynistic and patriarchal.
What? Falling Down is white supremacist, even though the lead character from Falling Down beats up a white supremacist and calls him a sick asshole. As soon as he starts talking his white supremacist bullshit, he's immediately disgusted by him and beats his ass. But we're not going to talk about that. I'm sure he won't mention that. If he mentions that and still goes on with his same rhetoric, I swear to fucking God, that's going to be some funny shit. Oh. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
Patriarchal, but that's because the people they're being I'm going to talk about. And they may have themes that are concerningly, white supremacists. And
The Matrix is white supremacist, guys. The Matrix. The fucking Matrix. Joker, The Matrix. It's all white supremacist. Oh my God.
Misogynistic and patriarchal, but that's because the people they're being made by and made for, that is the experience and the understanding of the world that they hold.
What? What the fuck? Yeah, the Wachowski sisters, the two trans women. Yeah. Okay, fam. All right, fam. And I think, isn't Todd Phillips Jewish? The director of Joker? I think he is. I'm not sure. He probably isn't, but I don't know. I thought he was. Oh my God. Are you fucking serious? Yes, that nigga said that shit. What?
It's that the behavior and experiences of black people in these communities is what goes into hip hop. And to be fair, I think the same can be said for these movies I'm going to talk about. And they may have themes that are concerningly, white supremacists and misogynistic and patriarchal, but that's because the people they're being made by and made for, that is the experience and the understanding of the world that they hold. And
this motherfucker. I didn't know it was going to get this bad. Guys, look, I didn't know it was going to get this bad. I really didn't. I was trying to give this motherfucker the benefit of the doubt, but he is a grade A moron. I thought it'd be okay. Oh, shit. No. Let's just keep going.
And I think it's important to look in reverse at that paradigm. For the longest, we've known that video games do not cause violent behavior, and music and movies and TV don't really affect behavior. But for some reason, we have it in our head that a movie like The Joker, which I will talk about later, is going to create a whole new population of incels, when in reality, whatever the population of incels may be, they're going to find the Joker and they're going to pull what they want out of that movie, regardless of what the movie has to offer.
What is it about society that disappoints you so much?
Oh, so now he's picking at Mr. Robot. Now, I've never seen it, but I've heard good things. Now he's picking at that shit. Mr. Robot fans, I know y'all pissed right now.
that we collectively thought Steve Jobs was a great man, even when we knew he made billions off the backs of children. Or maybe it's that it feels like all our heroes are counterfeit. The world itself's just one big hoax. Spamming each other with our burning commentary and bullshit masquerading as insight. Our social media faking as intimacy. Or is it that we voted for this? Not with our rigged elections, but with our things, our property, our money. I'm not saying anything, we all know why we do this, not because Hunger Games books makes us happy, but because we want to be sedated. Because it's painful not to pretend. Because we're cowards. Fuck society.
Okay, honestly though, that the show does seem a bit try hard and kind of turned me off to it. That fucking clip kind of turn me off to that show. Like, oh, whatever, you miserable fuck. It's just he's one of those characters. I find value of opinion more in Joker and Falling Down and that shit. You don't like things because you like them. You like it because you're a slave.
Rejection of social expectations leads us to another huge theme, which is the discontent for society in general and the belief that the destruction of society is like a righteous goal. And that the individual, you or I, or, the main character in the story, which of course everybody feels as the main character, is just the man to create or destroy this societal structure. These individuals want to forcibly change the world to better fit the vision of what they think is right. And that is scary and dangerous. So the belief is that some type of cataclysmic event would allow them to break free and truly be their idealized self, and maybe even put the world back together properly in the image that they have in mind. We see this in the "we live in a society" meme, but also in the multitude of edgelord media in general. The Thanos is right, the people that idolize Morty and Walter White, and of course, the Joker. Before I get into that film, I want to explain why this isn't new and why this ideology didn't start with that movie. Men have been raised on a lot of mythology about white masculinity, whether it be our history books.
White masculinity? Why is it fucking specific? It's just masculinity in general. Like, why would you race it? White masculinity.
Telling us the deeds of our founding fathers were so great and noble, or, the fantasy books and video games and comic books and action movies. What comes from all this media is this belief, this image of masculinity to be a thing that it's actually never been. The rhetoric of American exceptionalism and the way white masculinity has always been depicted and celebrated in the media, accompanied by the patriarchal ideologies that were taught at home, manifests in a specific worldview.
He's just like throwing words out. Oh God, word salad.
Understanding is that if you do all the right things that patriarchy asks of you, then you'll find love and success and adulation.
That must be why you're a sociologist with no fucking proper tripod. So ideas of success and working hard is white masculinity. So you're saying black masculinity must be the opposite of that? Do motherfuckers understand how racist they sound when they say this shit? Oh yeah, you got that white masculinity, getting a job and good credit and shit. That's a fucking fantasy, bro. That's that patriarchy shit, brother. And he believes in patriarchy theory, which is like, oof. Bruh, no! Patriarchy theory, that is something that black men do not need to believe in. Sorry, but no. I mean, no one should believe in it, but especially black men. Like, don't do that. Do not fall for that feminism bullshit.
And most importantly, respect. And the problem is that that's all bullshit. And like most men, I think...
That's funny because you sound exactly like the people you're fucking criticizing. The characters you're criticizing. That's what you sound like. Oh, that's bullshit. Working hard. You sound almost like Tyler Durden. Working hard with a job. That's just white masculinity right there. Oh, Puss in Boots, a soy-ciologist. Oh boy, no. Ruby Mary. It's like when black people that live in poor neighborhoods make fun of educated black folk for trying to be white. Yeah. Ugh, ugh, ugh.
And the way white masculinity has always been depicted and celebrated in the media, accompanied by the patriarchal ideologies that were taught at home, manifests in a specific worldview. The understanding is that if you do all the right things that patriarchy asks of you, then you'll find love and success and adulation, and most importantly...
And what is it that the patriarchy asks of us? Like working hard and shit? Being polite and nice? Yeah, that's white masculinity. Us brothers, we don't do that. They don't do that shit. The brothers, they don't do that shit. This is not a good look. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why the fuck would you say that? And plus, this motherfucker sounds exactly like the characters he is about to criticize, or that he's about to, like the ideology he's criticizing. That, yeah, that's bullshit. That's a fucking fantasy. Having a job and shit. being a productive member of society, that's whack. That shit is whack. Oh my god, it reminds me of that scene from Leprechaun in the Hood with Ice-T. I don't know why. We said, I'm not about that save the hood, respect, treat your girl right shit. That shit is whack. Smack your bitch up. Smack your bitch up. Shoot your motherfucking homeboy in the face. Oh, what is this shit?
Respect. And the problem is that that's all bullshit. And like most men, I think, start to realize this is bullshit by the time they're like halfway through middle school. And
no. This is a you problem, bruh.
If you think about it, that's usually where a lot of edgelord behavior really starts to develop. A sense of frustration and anger also begins because...
Okay, so... What? So which is it? Like, what are you trying to say?
Society doesn't really raise boys to process emotions effectively unless it's through anger, violence, or lust.
No. No. Ugh. Now I admit, like, dudes are mocked for having emotions and shit, but they're also encouraged to have, like, no, they are socially, like, people try to portray boys as not having emotions and being angry and shit. But they are not taught to be that. There are people who try to portray boys as being that, but no, they're not taught to be that. A stand user, $5 super chat. Speaking of Ice-T, reminds me of the whole player haters ball when he's hating on normal stuff like a house and a car. And like whenever men do try to be authentic and and emotional and real, motherfuckers like this motherfucker come around and mock the shit. Like, well, you white, you got that white masculinity, you punk bitch. You ain't going through nothing. You just an entitled white nigga. Only reason you want to go up against society is because you entitled, you white. You gotta come on, nigga. You wear shoes. You ain't oppressed.
Sociologist Michael Kimmel calls this anger aggrieved entitlement. His concept of aggrieved entitlement basically says that for men, especially white men from an early age, patriarchal masculinity calls this anger aggrieved entitlement.
Aggrieved entitlement. White men as members of historically dominant group of men have reacted to increases in... Oh, God. And keep in mind, like they say white men, they didn't say white supremacists or alt-righters and no shit like that. They said white men. So they think this is just white men doing this shit. White men are afraid of progress. White men are afraid of progress. Like, no. No, they're not. They're fucking not.
This concept of
I mean, considering what's going on with DaBaby right now, it ain't just, it's not just white men who may have a couple of bigoted views and may not like the I'm not saying DaBaby is I'm not really saying DaBaby is 100% homophobic or like he actually feels that way about gay people, because he could have been just dicking around at his own concert. But if we're gonna go by this motherfucker's logic, or by any bread tuber's logic, or any leftist logic, he's 100% a bigot, and he does not appreciate the advancement of society. He doesn't appreciate that we are progressing, bitch. That we are more accepting of gay people than we ever were. He doesn't like it. So, like, are we really gonna pretend like, are we really gonna pretend like the hood does not have a homophobia problem? Because they do. I've seen it. Snickerdoot's $9.99 super chat. Him describing the wants of these edgelords, such as the degradation of society, sure does remind of some other prominent movements right now. Something about anti-fascism. Yeah, that's another thing. But according to like BreadTube leftists, Antifa doesn't exist. It's just a word. They're not really a group of people.
Grieved entitlement basically says that for men, especially white men, from an early age, patriarchal masculinity is forced upon you. For those who decide to stick with the standard patriarchal,
I bet he's married to a white woman. Or dating a white woman. I'm just gonna call it now. If he's not, fine. But I bet you she is a rabid feminist in some way, shape, or form.
Awards package, you're promised all of these things. You see how men are treated and revered by society. You expect your experience.
No. Fucking no. No. Men are treated by society. Okay, first, black men oppressed because they are black. But now men are treated well by and revered by society. Which is it? I mean, I feel like he hasn't fucking scripted this shit at all. This is one of those videos where he's so fucking arrogant, he just goes off the cuff like he knows every goddamn thing. But if it is scripted, you might want to keep your language consistent. Like, I know you're worried about what people think of you. You don't want people to think you're a racist, even though you are. But yeah, keep your language consistent. Because black men are men, you know what I'm saying?
Experience the same. And when you don't, you feel like you've been cheated, like something is missing. You feel like someone is withholding something that you've earned.
Message!
This rhetoric...
Oh, wow, that was terrible.
should sound kind of familiar because it's all over media geared towards boys and not just white boys in particular. It's a recurring theme.
These fucking movies like Falling Down, they're critically acclaimed for a fucking reason. Critically acclaimed and acclaimed by the general public for a fucking reason. They don't get popularized just from men liking it. To think for even a second, only fucking white boys be liking fucking Falling Down and Joker and shit and The Matrix. The Matrix! Fucking $1 billion franchise. Only white boys was liking that shit. Like, I remember when I was a certain age and I thought that South Park was only for like edgy white boys. Edgy, stupid white boys. But that's when I was like around 12. As I got older and started checking it out a little bit, and grew up, I realized that that's not fucking true. Oh, Jesus, God, Lord, fuck!
Going back hundreds of years, which conflicts with the idea.
What? Half of Shakespeare's plays are basically about edgelords. Oh! What the fuck is going on? Oh, this is some old bullshit. What? What is he saying? What is happening? What is that little note? like Shakespeare's plays. He-Man. Well, he said half. Well, He-Man, like he said half of Shakespeare's plays. So Othello is on the other half, where they're about like cool brothers who don't subscribe to no white masculinity. What? Lil Lady A. I remember understanding some of the references and falling down when I was a little black girl. Yeah, this motherfucker, like, I think he's still in the mindset where, like, yeah, if it has a white lead in it, only white people watch it. Like, the fuck you even talking about? I thought, like, we phased out those black people. I thought we phased those motherfuckers out. I thought they died off a long time ago. Yeah, Joker, that's a white movie. That's some white shit. I thought we phased those brothers out. I thought they were gone. Oh, but they're back. They're back to piss me off yet again.
There's from a lot on the right that society used to be better in the good old days because James Dean was playing this same outsider, angry white boy role 75 years ago.
Keep in mind, his character was a teenager, and it could have been because he was just acting out as a teenager, and he was just an angry teenager. Why you gotta attach his whiteness to it? Why? Now, I haven't seen Rebel Without a Cause, but from what, like, references and pop culture, what I've always gotten from it is he's angry because he's an angry teen, and he's just a troubled teen. That's just what it is.
The irony here is that, for the most part, this anger at society is usually well grounded in the films and the media, but not geared toward saying that we need more patriarchy. Late capitalism and materialism is a common culprit in these movies.
Ding, 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 ding. He's a fucking commie.
Along with conservative social systems.
These movies mostly critiquing capitalism, conservatism, and social justice. Social injustice, yet people on the right contextualize them to fit their worldview. No, motherfucker! Why can't people just fucking understand shit? They try to make it fit their worldview. No. No! If you're talking about, the right recognizes that the left uses, like, the same social tactics that maybe other dictators and, like, I don't know, and other dictators and what dictators and other authoritarian rulers use to, like, win people over. Like, yeah, like, just because they point that shit out doesn't mean they're misunderstanding anything. You think you fucking get the point? That maybe your side is also being critiqued in these films, and because they're doing the exact same thing that some of these films criticize? Hello? Fucking idiot?
It's really sad and ironic that so many boys see these critiques and then switch them around to fit a worldview that blames feminism and progressive movement.
Yeah, oh my god. Toxic masculinity, men's self-image. Why would feminism do this? Oh god, really? This brother is fucking brainwashed. I just didn't expect. Call me old-fashioned and kind of prejudiced or whatever, but I don't like when black men are feminists. I really don't like it. Ugh! That shit ain't gonna work out for you in the end, brother. It's not. It's not. It's not.
The reality is that it's much easier to harass women and minorities than to take on oppressive social systems, and most of these people are just copping out.
Oh god, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Oh my god. And of course, only white men are on the right. Only white men are on the right. No black men on the right who could also see these problems and understand them. No. Nah, nigga.
The thing about this whole breakdown of society fantasy is that you, the individual, are powerful and special enough on the inside that you can be the one to do something about it, to fix it and set it right. This delusion of grandeur is really what separates your typical online troll from your mass murderer.
Really? Oh, because people on the left have never been told that they're special, and then they can fix the world's problems by themselves. So they just have enough chutzpah. They're never told that. They're never told that ever. Grapple R, $5 super chat. Don't get radicalized by Shadow the Hedgehog, Dante, and Sasuke. Ukiya. Also, check Streamlabs. Yeah, I think you just sent me something. I think I saw it. The Snickerdudes, $4.99 super chat. This guy reminds me of that guy in that Roots vid you did back in the day. The one who wore the black shirt. Oh God. Oh yeah, some people on Streamlabs sent me some shit. Hang on. See, I don't want to say the whole name, because I don't know if that's like, I don't want to do like the invasion of privacy thing, but someone sent me a $3 donation on Streamlabs. Thank you. And then there's another person who sent me a $5 donation on Streamlabs. Thank you very much. Because I don't want to say your whole names over stream. I don't want to like give away your whole name because I don't want to have to low key dox you. Gary Thomas, $2 super chat. Society is breaking down. Just look at Chris Chan.
When an individual crosses over from the fantasy or ideation phase into the planning phase of committing a lone wolf terrorist attack, it means they've internalized that they have the capacity.
Yeah, I'm sure all these terrorists that he mentioned earlier, they were all watching Falling Down and Joker and was like, cow. Danny Nightblade 45, $10 super chat. I love Indiana Jones. I've never been so arrogant to where I felt he needed to have the same color skin as me for me to like him. I wouldn't like him more if he was black. We relate as people, not as colors. Yeah, he hasn't really caught up yet. Dog Mechanic, okay, I'm out. Love your content, Jay. Have a good night, everybody. Good night. Sentient DLDO. I see a black dude, but all I hear is white women talking. Damn. Yeah, this is such a white woman. These are really white women talking points right here. Ah! That's what I'm saying. This motherfucker probably is dating a white woman. Drunken Weasel, $1.99 super chat. JL, have you seen the TV show Them? If so, thoughts? And I haven't really seen it. I heard about it though, and what it's about though. And because of that, I don't think I will be seeing it. But yeah, like it's because some dudes. And these are usually the dudes who have the most to say about what masculinity is. They'll get a girlfriend and adopt all her little annoying, nonsensical fucking beliefs without even thinking about it. Because they're such, for lack of a better word, cucks. They want to continue to get laid, so they just continuously agree with all the fucking bullshit they say until the day they 100% believe it themselves. And I think because every single that happened to Hunter Avalon. He got a girlfriend who was an SJW, and then he just dropped everything he fucking believed. He just dropped every fucking thing. Cause he's weak. He's weak. Like, just because you get a girlfriend, just because you're getting fucked, doesn't mean you have to, adopt everything they fucking believe. Like, no? How do y'all fucking talk to each other? It's like, she says something, you just say, yeah. You just shake your head continuously? Jesus. Awesome Girl Power 476. Oh, I didn't know you knew about Hunter. Yeah, I knew about it. I lurk every now and then. I knew he had an SJW girlfriend, and then I saw some thumbnails from his videos. And I'm just like, oh, this is a lot different than what he used to make. Uh-oh. And then I heard about, I think, a debate he was in and some other shit he said. And I was like, oh, damn. And it's not that he went from staunchly, I think, conservative to liberal. It's like, as soon as you get a girlfriend, you just switch up? Like, what the fuck? Grow a pair. Now, there's a difference between, I talk to this person and I'm like, you just soften up to certain things. Like, you learn certain things from your significant other and you just, like, you soften on a few beliefs. That's fine. But you completely switch up? Nah, that sounds like some indoctrination to me. Devin Simpson, $5 super chat. Hey Jay, I love your videos. You inspire me. Thank you. Thank you. Frankenfurter, he always struck me as a grifter. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. He-Man, apparently it's because he lost the debate to Vaush. Ugh. Don't get me started on that nigga. Oh, that Jaybird asked me, like, what are your thoughts on Vaush? Oh, excuse me. It's, yeah, I was gonna say after that burp, yeah, those are my thoughts. Blech. But any person you've ever heard of who hates him, pretty much probably feel the same way they do. Let's just say that. Like, whoever said anything negative about him, any negative thing you've ever heard about him is probably what I think of Vaush. Anyway, let's get back to this shit.
Or maybe even the right, based on principle, to do something about the problems that they're experiencing, even if doing something just means killing random people.
Yeah, no, mental illness is not a thing. It's just, they want to just change the world, and they were like, oh, I want to change the world. I'm just going to shoot random people. Blank face 1, $5 super chat. Imagine not having the maturity to empathize with people outside your race while asking them to empathize with you. Shaking my head. Yeah, it's a problem.
Down inside, they are John Wick or Connor and Murphy McManus.
Why the fuck? Now we fucking went. I forgot the name of this movie. I forgot the name of that movie with Daryl from The Walking Dead. I forgot. We fucking went John Wick now? We're talking shit about John Wick now? Oh, Jesus Christ. Dead Heart, $2 super chat. Can I get a motivational quote from you? Anything in life, if you have to force it, it's probably shit. I remember that quote from somewhere. Hearing it from somewhere, that's the first thing that came to mind. I'm sorry if it didn't inspire you, but that's all I got right now. John Wick! Oh, people in the chat say John White. Danny Nightblade 45, the Boondock Saints. That's what it is. Yeah, my bad. And Metal Mugen says, niggas love John Wick. Yeah! Like, what the fuck? And, like, that's another thing. If we want to criticize, what, John Wick, or like, all the white boys who like John Wick, Boondock Saints, Joker, whatever. How about all the niggas who like Scarface? Or The Godfather, or any fucking gangster movie? We gonna talk about that? Nah, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. Elijah Hayden, $5 super chat. The movie is Boondock Saints. Thank you. Yeah, Arena's like, everyone loves John Wick. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck, what part of his ass he's pulling this out of.
And it's the barriers of social morals and flaws in society that hinder their innate greatness and their ability to set things right in the world. So now finally we talk about fucking Joker, which, surprise, I'm not going to talk about it that much because I fucking hate that movie.
Of course you do! Of course you do. It's like fucking clockwork. I always categorize anyone who hates Joker as probably a jackass who only sees race and can't empathize with a white person, or someone who can't empathize with someone who is poor. who can't empathize with someone who is on the lower tier socially than them, who is basically an elitist asshole. Hey, I'm sorry, because every time they come out with a fucking review, it's always like, it's right there. It's always right there. Their privilege comes out, and then they when they start talking that shit. Evil Hero Diamond Cat, $2 super chat. Jay, debate vouch, please. It'll be great. No, y'all want me to commit suicide? Is that what y'all want? I'm not doing that. I'll fucking, for one thing, I'll fucking, like, I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Because I know he's gonna be so smug that I will just get pissed off and just start insulting and roasting his ass. I'm not even playing. Ugh. No! Why? Do I look like Ethan Ralph? Like, I don't do that YouTube blood sport shit.
Greatness and their ability to set things right in the world. So now finally we talk about fucking Joker, which, surprise, I'm not going to talk about it that much because I fucking hate that.
Okay, so you're not going to talk about it that much? Like, what is this video? Why do these white men love these specific movies that I'm going to talk about? But I'm not going to talk about that much because I hate that movie. I hate it. Yeah, I wonder why you fucking hate it.
That movie.
See, their morals, their code.
Hang on a second. Tabitha Jane Art, $4.99 super chat. Every person I've seen who thinks Joker is problematic is usually prejudiced against mentally ill people and tries to cover it with moral righteousness. Yeah, pretty much. Devin Simpson, $5 super chat. This man proves the point of Joker.
It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
This isn't Joker. This is Joker in the Dark Knight. This ain't the fucking movie. Joker. Non-Vitarex, I think? $5 super chat. Vouch is a communist, Jay. He doesn't have feelings. These civilized people, they're eating. You know, he's just talking about Gotham. He's talking about Gotham specifically. I mean, he could have been talking about people in general, but like, we're in the context of the situation going down in Gotham City. Like, because you could take some philosophical shit from it. You can. But Crack Croc, this guy just outed himself as a moron. Yes. But yeah, this ain't Joker. This is one iteration of Joker. This isn't the movie that you're supposed to talk about. These civilized people eat each other. Like, people can be... Like, yeah, that's the point. Like, even... Like, the clashing ideologies between Batman and the Joker. Like, yeah, like, people aren't all as ugly as you jackass. Like, yeah, there's ugliness in the world, but, like, that's not all there is. And if anything, the Joker, you are more likely to agree with him than Batman. You're a lot more likely to agree with him than you are with Batman. Since you want to believe that, like, white men are, like, gravitating towards these fucking movies because they're toxic and there's something wrong with them. Yeah, these white people, they'll eat each other. Oh, God. Imagine, like... on one hand saying, oh, these edgelord movies and shit, they think society's broken and shit, while at the same time criticizing society for the way it has treated black people. It's just a little weird. It's just a little strange.
See, I'm not a monster.
He's the fucking villain, you moron. Like, Batman has, like, we've heard Batman's side of it. We're supposed to, like, basically side with him because he's the good guy. Like, yeah, you're not supposed to really believe he's right. Oh, God, you're an idiot.
I'm just ahead of the curve.
When the Joker came out, there was, like, all this hand-wringing and, like, fear about the messages it was going to present on screen. Would it become another Fight Club or Taxi Driver and indoctrinate a new generation of lonely, angry, and possibly mentally ill white men? And
Who was indoctrinated by Fight Club? fuck was indoctrinated by that? Show your resources, dude. Citation fucking needed. Who the hell was radicalized? Nah, who was radicalized by Taxi Driver or Fight Club? Who was radicalized by that? Show me the fucking proof that happened.
To antisocial behavior or lone wolf terrorism. The Joker.
Because these movies also take, just like rap music, it takes inspiration from real life to tell their stories. But no, we're not gonna give these movies the benefit of a doubt like you did with rap music. Oh, well, rap music, we are just rapping about what we see in society. But these movies are just like they're flights of fancy of like white supremacist white men who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Who've never been through a fucking thing. Whatever, motherfucker. Like now I'm just pissed off.
Aside from the movie, is an edgelord icon. Probably a core reason why Batman remains so popular over the years. He's who edgelords imagine themselves to be, sometimes literally.
Wait, Batman or the Joker? You really need to rescript this.
He's who edgelord icon. Probably a core reason why Batman remains so popular over the years. He's who edgelords imagine themselves to be, sometimes literally.
The Joker or Batman? You need to rescript this. You made it sound like, oh, they want to be Joker, but they also want to be Batman? What? Rescript this shit.
But the question is, did this movie, a film where the Joker's violent and antisocial behavior went from being framed as villainous to being sympathetic and possibly even heroic, did it become a watershed moment?
He is not portrayed as fucking heroic. You asshole. Yeah. Excuse me.
A film where the Joker's violent and antisocial behavior went from being framed as villainous to being sympathetic and possibly even heroic.
No. When the fuck did you get that? By the end of the film, you know damn well he is not heroic. There's only like one point in the movie where it's like a gray area. It was like he was defending someone who was being harassed, but at the same time it was excessive because one of them was running away and he shot him in the fucking back. Which means like he is and then to revel or relish in the fucking violence, he goes and does his little like happy dance in the bathroom. Which was supposed to tell us like, yeah, he's not a fucking hero. He's getting off on killing people he does not like. He's doing this for him. He ain't doing this for anybody else. I can't believe that just went over your fucking head.
Did it become a watershed moment for edgelord movies? As far as I can tell, no, not really. From the research I did, what I saw more than anything was another moral panic. It was the same as when Nancy Reagan was out there talking about 2 Live Crew and NWA and Twisted Sister and saying how this was going to corrupt the youth when that just wasn't the case. Since the movie's release, I really don't feel like I've seen it take on a more significant place in these alt-right, incel, red pill communities. Now, I don't keep up for my edgelord like I used to, so maybe I just don't know. But you...
I'm not surprised for a minute you don't keep up with groups. Or that you don't keep up with certain subjects. I'm not surprised because this video is very evident of that.
You could kind of see that a lot of the panic of jokers concerning subtext was overblown, at least in the effect it might have on the population, which in a way...
Yeah, you have no choice but to say that because the shooting that people thought would happen never happened. But see, if it did, then you'd be saying something completely different right now. Oh yeah, the movie directly influences violence now. Even though, no. Like, people were, seriously, they were fucking morons. Legit ready. Like, there were security guards, like, there was, like, heavy security at certain, like, movie theaters. Ready for somebody to shoot somebody. That's how fucking dumb people have gotten.
Way kind of proves my original argument. The Joker is the quintessential white male rage fantasy come to life. And
no, it's not. No, it's not. Because, like, there's so many assumptions being made here. Just from saying that black men don't have mental illness, so they wouldn't know what the fuck that feels like. And for one thing, the Joker is poor. How can you be so sympathetic towards poor black people, but not poor white people? Like, poverty is pretty fucking debilitating no matter who goes through it. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. Hot Cocoa Films, $2 super chat. Joker made me the ultimate edgelord. Clown emoji.
And regardless of the fact that it doesn't seem to have taken on the same cultural baggage as The Matrix and Fight Club.
Stop mentioning the fucking Matrix. He just says it. He just mentions it. Oh yeah, The Matrix is one of those edgelord movies. Explain why. Explain it. I want to fucking laugh. I want to fucking laugh. Explain it in detail. Slowly. I need a good laugh.
And that it tried to undermine its problematic subtext with important themes about economic disparity and mental illness.
I thought you said the movie wasn't harmful. Now there's like problematic subtext. Like, make up your fucking mind.
While those things come through in the end, it definitely had all the markers of an edgelord movie.
Oh, whatever. Fuck you. Wolfsbane, $5 super chat. Everybody worried about Joker, but didn't think about Frozen 2. Remember the mass fight and the little girl with the butcher knife? Yeah! I remember that was the big joke for a while, that Joker movie theater, peaceful, no shootings, nothing. But but Frozen 2, fucking bitch running around with a fucking butcher knife. This is hilarious.
Put upon white male protagonist suffering from an undue social ostracism and alienation. Check. Secretly a special boy deep down inside. Check.
No. Who the fuck ever said Joker was special deep down inside in that movie? I think that's the opposites. It was the exact opposite special. That's kind of the fucking point. The fuck you talk? The specialness is coming from the audience, what we know he will become. Because we have the prior backstory and his prior reputation as a comic book character. The fuck you talking about? He's a special boy. But like we all said, Keanu ain't white, so not a good example. He ain't white. And plus, that movie is very diverse. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, because everyone thought The Matrix was like. See, this is I keep saying it. I said it once and I'll say it again. This is the type of motherfucker who will label any movie with a white male lead as a white movie. Sizzler Sister, $5 super chat. In the Joker movie, we can sympathize with the bad stuff Arthur goes through, but at no point does the movie expect us to condone his actions. Exactly. Not one fucking, like... this is aggravating. And we still got, 17 minutes?
Lord movie. Put upon white male protagonist suffering from an undue social ostracism and alienation. Check. Secretly a special boy deep down inside. Check.
And this doesn't work anyway, because he's actually right. The reason why he feels so detached from humanity is because humanity isn't what he thinks it is. You cannot use this as a fucking example, because he's right! And the one who convinces him to take this journey is a fucking black man. The fuck is... The stupidity. I can't take it. I can't fucking take it. This nigga is dumb as hell. I bet you he did not watch not one of these movies before making this video to prepare. I bet money he did not. There's no way he did. He's going off the fumes. Like, he's seen these movies at one point, but he's going off fumes. Coronavirus, $2 super chat. Lamau, wasn't Matrix written for Will Smith? Yeah, it was. His fucking perception would have been totally different if it was Will Smith in the lead and not Keanu Reeves. Captain Malice, bitch, you guessed it. Woo! You was right. Frankenfurter, Jay's about to explode. Man, I already exploded. I exploded already. I think I'm done. Charlie Brewster, black man thinks white man is special boy. That's bad. Gorilla titty. I'm sorry about laughing. Your handle is really funny. I'm sorry. Imagine not being able to understand such simple concepts. I bet every movie is a challenge for him to watch. He's slow. He one of them slow niggas. He's slow as hell. And Will Smith is another motherfucker who did not get it. Like he said he didn't get the script. That's why he didn't take it. There's too many black men who don't understand this movie. Ithala, he'd be talking about MIB if it was starring anyone besides Will Smith. Oh yeah. If it was a white boy in it, like, because that was the whole thing with that movie. It's like there's a world beyond the world, and your suspicions about, and you're very special in how you see the world, because that was the whole thing with Will Smith, that he was really good at spotting who aliens were because he thought outside the box. And he was special because of that. Now, like I said, if Will Smith is white, this dumbass would be like, oh yeah, this is another one of those Edgelord movies. Yeah, this is yet another Edgelord movie. Oh, fuck off! Oh.
Palatable anti-consumerist. We live in a society. Everything is wrong. What's wrong with the world? Proselytizing. Check. Special boy changes the world through...
He is not special. That's the whole fucking point. We as the audience members, we know he's special. We know he's special from looking at like the scene, like I said, the scenes with him and Bruce. They don't mean shit without us knowing about the Joker and who he is. If this was just like some movie and the Joker never existed, and then suddenly we get this and we're like, oh hi, I'm Bruce Wayne, and he was coming near Bruce Wayne, like it wouldn't mean anything. I mean, it would mean a little bit of something, but it wouldn't have the type of significance. And him standing on the car and reveling in all of the praise he's getting from Gothamites and from destitute and like repressed Gothamites, we know what's coming. We know that that the Joker is a master manipulator, and he will use this desperation to his advantage. That's why that scene at the end where he's standing up on top of the ambulance or the taxi, whatever he's standing on, and him reveling in all that pomp and circumstance. It's scary. It's really scary because we know what's coming as audience members. And plus, the acting and all the other filmmaking that comes into it. But this motherfucker, he's just so stupid. Why is he stupid?
Righteous and spectacular violence? Check. The irony here is that this was
It wasn't righteous. He fucking killed a nigga who just made fun of him on air. Nobody thought that was righteous. He thought it was righteous. But we are, as the audience members, we're not meant to think that was righteous. Like,
overt
get the fuck out of here.
intent of Joker, while The Matrix and Fight Club had other ulterior themes. But it's Joker who didn't seem to make waves, while Fight Club, a story about a gay man coming to grips with his sexuality. And Matrix, a grand...
Wait, what? Are we talking about the movie or the book? Because someone in the chat was like, yeah, the movie is not about that, but the book is. So, like, I don't know what the fuck... I don't...
Grand metaphor for reconciling the director's trans identity somehow remain fixtures in edgelord circles, even though their overall context and subtext.
Wait, what?
And Matrix, a grand metaphor for reconciling the director's trans identity somehow remain fixtures in edgelord circles, even though...
Yeah, because the movie is still good, regardless of what the fucking directors have now said about it. It doesn't make a fucking difference. Like, oh, these white boys still like a movie despite a marginalized group of directors saying it was about marginalization and trans people. Fucking idiot! Maybe because they like it because it's a good movie. You moron!
So their overall context and subtext is very apart from the ideology of the right. That said, just because the community didn't respond to the problematic undertones of Joker doesn't absolve it of what it is.
Yeah, what are the problematic undertones? I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. And if you say that fucking scene with the black woman, I swear to God, or like his black, what's her name? like his black social worker. I swear to fucking Christ.
More importantly is that the movie reflects a lot about the population that helped make it a popular film that like almost won awards. Joker is
the population? You mean like every fucking body? Lottie Dottie, every fucking body. It's $1 billion movie. You tell me you got $1 billion just from like a bunch of like sad white boys liking it? Get the fuck out of my face. This is anger inducing. Danny Nightblade 45 $5 super chat. How would this guy explain white people who love the movie Blade and relate to him? Would he say they can't like the movie because they're white? He'd be baffled like, these white boys. These white boys. How could they like black protagonist film? And his head would explode.
Just the most recent in a well-trodden history of movies that employ the thematic subtext of working class, socially marginalized white men resorting to violence as a method for addressing their problems and being presented as heroes or at least sympathetic in the process.
No.
Many people compare Joker to the king of comedy and
they're
Taxi
idiots.
Driver, and for good reason, because they're basically the same movie.
No. Oh my god, he really is retarded. Evil Hero Diamond Cat $2 super chat. JLongbone is an Edgelord YouTube channel.
And there's plenty more in this genre. To me, the most blatant one, the one that really spurred this whole video, is 1993's Falling Down, starring Michael Douglas and directed by Joel Schumacher.
A gay man, by the way. Joel Schumacher's a gay man. I just want to get that out there to set up for whatever dumb shit he's going to say. Joel Schumacher is a gay man. Very gay. As evidenced by Batman and Robin, the motherfucker is gay. Well, Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, because that's where that whole the bat ass thing started. Well, for some reason, while Batman's getting dressed, we needed to see his ass. I don't know. But yeah, gay man. Joel Schumacher is a gay man, and he directed Falling Down. Just want to put that out there. Now let's go.
Falling Down's William Defense Foster is basically the Joker. Like,
no! No, he is not! No, he is fucking not. Defense is basically like the Joker, right? Like, no. No! No!
damn near explicitly, he's the Joker from
No!
the Killing Joke origin story. Look it up.
Don't watch the movie, though. Yeah, parts of it were fucking bad.
In this movie, Defense is a completely average and unremarkable white man living a life of relative decency, but feeling unfulfilled at work due to the fact that he's being downsized, and he's just recently went through a divorce that seemed to end ugly and take him away from his children. On paper, you might say, oh,
his child, not his children. He only had one kid.
Oh man, that does sound sympathetic until you realize that his divorce was because of his antisocial rage issues, and
okay,
his job
what's that got to do with him being white?
Was as a military contractor, which is important to think about in a second. So he has a bad day, and he breaks bad and goes.
Why the fuck did you quotation mark that shit? Because getting downsized and a bad divorce and like coming to grips with that's not a bad day for a white guy. Bad day. Not a bad day for you, whitey.
Goes around terrorizing innocent people, destroying property, traumatizing children, and getting a few innocent people killed in the process, all while trying to express some ham-fisted.
Motherfucker couldn't even download the movie for his clips. I know that channel. I've seen clips from that channel.
Social commentary, but he does at least manage to kill one white supremacist, so bonus points for that.
Feels good to exercise your rights, doesn't it? Ow.
And you'd think that would kind of like, for him to be like, okay, maybe I'm wrong about this.
The movie tries to present its ethos as a man making meaning out of a world that has gone crazy from his perspective and means to do him harm. And yeah, a bit if you squint. But the undercurrent of privilege and self-righteousness alone.
Like they go after every fucking group in that movie. Like gangs, they go after like fucking gangsters, Latino gangsters, well, fucking gangsters in general. They just went after that because it was in LA, And the most prominent, I think probably the most prominent gangsters they could think of were probably like Latino. Well, they went after gangsters, they tackled that. The white supremacist guy, rich white people. I bet you he's not going to talk about that. You want to talk about white entitled rage? What about the guy in the fucking golf course that he let have a heart attack? What about that? We gonna talk about that? We gonna talk about it? We gonna talk about it? Wiz Division Productions, $5 super chat. This dude talks like he gets his hair pulled by his girlfriend instead of the other way around. Absolute sunken place levels of delusional. Oh my god. Yes. And thank you, Wiz Division.
Along with the overt employment of multiple racial hierarchies, reveal the movie's true colors.
What?
Very clearly, you see that Foster is, at his core, your typical racist.
What? Excuse me? I'm sorry, but no. I'm sure he's gonna cite that one scene. I can already see it coming. He's gonna cite that one scene, probably the other scene too, the one where he's sitting down, and those and the Latin gangsters come up to him. But he's gonna go after that scene with the Asian guy, where he says, "Oh, can you speak fucking English, please?" He's gonna go after that scene. I know he is. Oh, here we go.
And that's complicated because a lot of people don't really know what racism is.
No, we know what racism is, Boo Boo. We know.
But it's definitely, at a minimum, the employment of understanding and seeing the world through certain hierarchies that...
Why would he kill a racist if he was one? Why wouldn't he be like in league with the white supremacists then? I don't get it. Makes sense.
Put your race at the top. The easiest example of this is his disagreement with the Korean store owner.
See? This is so fucking predictable. For Max Smiley, $2 super chat. He shot a skinhead. He's obviously racist. Roy McGarry, I think? This guy's an absolute dullard. Oh, yeah. So fucking predictable. Ugh.
Where he goes in and irrationally tries to barter when he doesn't have any right to, but he just...
Well, he was overcharging for soda. Like, yeah, bartering is fucking stupid. Because, like, yeah, you know they're not gonna give it anyway. But yeah, the Asian dude was definitely overcharging for soda. And he was like, yeah, you see, like, this is the fucking problem. Because a lot of fucking store owners like that overcharge for shit all the time. They even make jokes about this in The Simpsons. About how Apu used to overcharge for spoiled meat and shit. Like, it's not... You know why it's being referenced? It keeps being referenced in pop culture because it actually fucking happens.
Just believes he does. And then he evokes the American government, which, by the way, he works for and represent, in the fact that they give money to Korea, so somehow that should trickle down to him getting a discount on whatever the fuck he was trying to buy.
Like, yeah, we're not meant to, like, think everything he says is right. We're not meant to, like, because, like I said, it was that scene when we see why he's divorced in the first place. We're supposed to, okay, yeah, this guy is dangerous. This guy is dangerous. And we do, yeah, there is a sense of entitlement with this guy. But, yeah, saying he's racist for this scene, that's a bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch, I'm sorry. Because if it hadn't been for him gunning down, because he didn't kill this guy. He just like, yeah, fuck you. And this guy tried to beat his ass with a bat for bartering for trying to talk him down out of the price of the soda. Which is like, oh, of course he's not going to talk about that being excessive. Hang on, let me rewind it though. Let's look at that clip a little bit.
By the way, he works for and represents.
Yeah, he tried to grab a fucking bat and beat his ass because he wanted a proper price for the soda. Like, now, keep in mind.
Then he evokes the American...
Like, Michael Douglas's character is still wrong for doing that because that's just cringe. Like, don't try to talk people down from a price. Like, it's just like those cheapskates from that TLC show. Like, don't be cheap.
By the way, he works for and represents.
But like, he He tries to beat him with a bat after that. And he doesn't see that shit as excessive. He doesn't see that shit as irrational. But he sees this white dude. Oh, well, yeah, he's being kind of a dick. But then he brings out a fucking bat to hit him. Like, but he doesn't. Nate Hooper, he's taking each of these scenes as standalone, not as part of the character in the movie. Yeah. Ugh.
Money to Korea, so somehow that should trickle down to him getting a discount on whatever the fuck he was trying to buy. He basically pulled some Karen shit. Like that.
So why did that motherfucker had to pull a bat on him? You're not gonna criticize that shit. Sizzler Sister, $80 super chat. Damn. Thank you. Please treat yourself to something nice after the stream, Jay. This guy has zero understanding of zero understanding on narrative and storytelling, and it makes me want to cry. I know.
That's what this movie is. It's Karen gone wild, except it's a dude.
No. We've seen what a movie about a Karen gone wild is gonna look like.
And I know there's a term, like, is it Kyle? I don't know who that guy is, but...
Oh, God, you did not script this video. This is one of those YouTubers who are completely half-assed. Like, I'll go off the cuff on a fucking video, but it's usually about a movie that I have just seen. And if I have to, and I have to do a little research beforehand, I'm going to do that. This motherfucker, you know he didn't do jack shit. He did jack shit for this video. I can tell.
This is a movie about a fucking Karen with guns. That's what it is.
No. If anything, the Asian dude's a Karen. He pulled out a bat on this motherfucker. Just for him, like, talking like a dick. Leo Moon, $5 super chat. Can a man just not have a cold soda on a hot day while carrying a Uzi?
Is over and over when it's not race, it's all about the fact that D-Fin sees himself to be in a certain position.
It was only about race like once, and it was still thin as fuck, dude.
Of hierarchical authority and respect, and the world gives no fucks about what he sees. When he goes into the fast food restaurant, he demands to be served in a way that is not part of their protocol, and he pulls out a gun when he doesn't get what.
Like, yeah, because he's pissed. Like, yeah, the world's not going his way, and he's fucking mentally unstable and pissed, yeah. Okay? We know that, dude! We've seen the movie! We know that, bruh! Duh! Mikey Gusler, $5 super chat, unrelated, but the whole worldwide event for Release the Ayer cut is this Friday. Personally, I want to see it. Won't be edited by an AI. Wait a minute. Wait, so is the Ayer cut actually coming out, or is it just some fucking internet shit? Because if it's just some internet hashtag shit, I don't really care. But if it's actually coming out, then yeah, I'll check it out.
What he wants. When he goes on the golf course, he demands to be able to do what he wants in this golf course.
Oh, I'm so... Hold, time out! You gonna point out the rich white men who accost him and say, hey, this is my fucking golf course. You don't walk on my fucking golf course. Now let's see if he points that out.
And he hasn't earned that right, no matter how ridiculous it is. And of course, he tries to destroy that too. The whole movie is basically him trying to destroy.
Oh my God. He did not rewatch that movie. He just gathered up some clips from memory and put it in this video, because if that wasn't the case, he would have remember. Hold on, let's look that shit up. We gonna make him look real dumb right now. Let's make him look dumb. How about we do that? That scene on the golf course? Oh boy. Let's watch that scene and you tell me who's the entitled white man in that scene. Let's take a little look. Let's take a little peek at it. Let's take a little look at it. I might have to pause it every now and then because... Oh, he gave Buck Breaking a bad review. Oh. shocking. I'm truly shocked. All right, let's take a little look. Well, should I get the longer one or the short? No, I'll just go to this one. Now, we're going to watch this scene. Almost all the way through, like mostly. Now, you tell me, in this scene, who is the entitled white man? Let's take a look. Like I said, I got to pause it every now and then to avoid copyright, but we're going to get through it. Oh, I hate YouTube and their auto thingy. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Actually, let me fast forward just a little bit because it's not quite there. Okay, there we go. Now watch these characters. Just watch them. Because dude really, he kind of forgot, well, not both of them, but just like one of them. But I think bruh really forgot about this guy.
What the hell? That must be groundskeeper. Well, if he is, he's out of uniform. Hey, you there! What you doing there?
Just passing through.
Nobody said you could play through. Get off my hole.
He said he was passing through, passing.
He's not even a member. Look at the way he's dressed, for Christ's sake. Would you get off my golf course?
I am.
Go back the way you came.
Listen, I don't like the looks of this guy. Leave him alone, will you?
Listen, what am I paying my fucking dues for? This is my golf course. If I want to play here, I will play here.
Hey, so yeah, it's looking a little one-sided, isn't it?
If he gets hit with my Titleist, that's his fucking problem.
Don't yell at me. I'm just here playing. Catch the ball.
Four! Four!
What the hell are you trying to do? Kill me with a golf ball? Is that enough? You got all these beautiful acres fenced in for your little game? But you gotta kill me with...
Like, he got a point, though, because what is the point of a golf course being that big? All that, you know, some of that land could have gone to some housing. He's got a point there. But like I said, it's another thing. Like, there are points, good points, even coming from this psycho. Like, we know he's a psycho. We know he's wrong, for the most part, but he's got some good fucking points.
The golf ball? You should have children playing here. You should have families having picnics. You should have a goddamn petting zoo. Instead you got these stupid electric carts for you old men with nothing better to do. Frank, what's wrong, Frank? Frank, you okay?
Okay, we gotta pause it again. But yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, let's pause it there for like a second before we get back to the clip. But I'm sorry, like, bro was like, oh, he just walked on a golf course. He just thought he could do that. Like, all right, so like, who is the entitled one here? The one who's claiming all this land is fucking his, that this golf course is his, and he's entitled to this fucking golf course because he pays his dues or whatever the fuck. Even though Michael Douglas said, I'm just gonna walk through. I'm just walking through to get home or whatever. And then he tries to assault him with a golf. But like, Michael Douglas somehow he didn't watch this movie. He did not watch this movie. He watched it once, and like I said, he went off the fumes of memory. I know he didn't show this clip because it would have fucking ruined it would have completely ruined his message. It would have completely ruined the narrative he was going for. Anyway, let's continue.
Aren't you ashamed of your...
Because this scene is funny.
Oh my God! I gotta get some... What's wrong with you? Help! Your heart? Help! Something's wrong with your heart? What can I do? Help! Pills? Where are your pills? Well, I guess you're out of luck, aren't you? You were parked on the ground. Now, aren't you sorry you didn't let me pass through your golf course? Yeah. Now you're gonna die wearing that stupid little hat. How does it feel?
Now you're gonna die wearing that stupid little hat. But yeah, y'all get the point of that. Y'all got the flavor of that. He didn't even elaborate on the scene because he knew it would ruin his narrative. Yeah. I sympathize way more with Michael Douglas in that scene than the old man. Sorry. Sizzler Sister is like, oh, he probably watched isolated clips. Yeah, that's probably either that or, like I said, he's running off the fumes of memory. And he looked, and he saw the clip, and then he was like, oh, this is gonna fuck up my fucking video, and then he didn't show it. Arc. I can't say it. I'm trying to pronounce this. Arcticus Frost? I think that's what it says. You forgot your briefcase is my favorite line. Yeah, that was funny. Grapple R. Thinking about this video and the fact that he says nothing about American Psycho is actually giving me a headache. All these lies and nonsense when there's actually an example of what he wants. Of what he wants exists. Wasn't that movie kind of like a satire of that? I don't think that doesn't really work either, because that was like satirical. Go Gracie Baby. Falling Down is a great movie. I don't care what anyone says. So suspenseful from beginning to end. Michael Douglas and his father Kirk, to an extent, of course, is an incredible actor. One of my favorites. Yeah, it was great. That's why I was so shocked when Joel Schumacher went from that to Batman and Robin. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. But anyway, let's continue. He's an idiot. He left that clip out deliberately because he knew it would fuck up the narrative he was going for. Now we know. Let's continue.
Destroy or destabilize the things that he has no power over. But the one moment in the movie, and shout out to insert this guy's name here for pointing this out, because I watched a lot of videos about this, and I'll get to that later. But the one moment that he could have actually affected real change, to change the paradigm that he says he cares about.
Paradigm, not paradigm. Oh God, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. It's paradigm.
He does nothing.
It was kind of annoying. And then he sees a protester talking about how he's not economically viable, and then he gets arrested for nothing. Aw, shit. What's defense gonna do to help this? He doesn't do anything, even though he's got a big bag of guns. Then he goes to the shop owned by...
he doesn't do anything.
A neo-Nazi, and he sees him harassing a gay couple. Man, he's certainly at least uncomfortable with that. What's he gonna do? He doesn't do anything.
He killed the neo-Nazi. What the fuck are you talking about? He did do something.
Neo-Nazi actually helps him hide from the cops.
And then we get to the scene with the
and then he kills him. Like, this is a really oof. He references an even worse video in his own shitty video.
I may be reading this scene wrong, but the pivotal scene of the movie...
You've been reading everything wrong. I may be reading this wrong. Not like I've been doing it so far. I'm perfect. As a fucking... I'm a scholar at heart.
Where Foster commits his one unambiguous murder is where an overt white supremacist helps him hide from the police. And after the white supremacist speaks the truth...
Wow, you know what? I would really agree with you if you hadn't shown the footage of him fucking murdering him.
Truth, pointing out how both he and William are exactly alike.
No, they're not exactly alike. That's what you got from that. So you're on the side of a white supremacist then. So you believe a scatterbrained fucking white supremacist. Okay.
William kills him, either to prove him wrong or maybe out of...
No! Because he tried to fucking kill him! And because he was disgusted by him! Like, what the fuck? Oh, boy. How do you not fucking... Oh, this movie, like, the thing is, the movie exposes all the ills of society. Gang violence, white supremacists, like I said, being laid off by companies. Yeah, entitled rich white men. The men on the golf course, by the way. Not him. Like, yeah, Defense, of course, is entitled, and he's fucking nuts. Definitely. And he's not a good husband or, like, father. Like, he's got a rage problem. But at the same time, like, we see the points, like, through we see the ills of society through him. And we understand his rage because on some level you have been where he is in some way, shape, or form. Despite his own personal setbacks in his life. Like I said, yeah, he's an asshole. He's a rage-filled asshole. Like, we know that. And we don't really condone what he's doing. But it's one of those movies where it's like how Quentin Tarantino is making movies like he made Inglourious Bastards and Django. It's kind of like yeah, we all feel like Django. We all want to kill a white like a slave owner. We all want to kill one. So it makes the movie so cathartic and awesome. Like, one of the things. Frankenfurter, $5 super chat. It's Khadijah Mimbao all over again with the Pam Grier movie. Dimitri Warchief, hey JLongbone. I got a question. What's the no clip from? I think I know what you're talking about. It's from The Bodyguard. It's like it's sort of near the end of the movie. This weird stalker guy, the guy who's stalking what's his name? The guy who's stalking what's her name? The guy who's stalking Whitney Houston is getting asked a question and he just says no. It's fucking weird. Anyway, but I gotta start using that clip again. It's great. Oh my god. Erdna, I'll just say that. Yes, this dumbass just defended the Nazi. Yeah, boy. Oh boy, like, this is so slow.
Out of anger, resentment for realizing he's right. I don't know, it's hard to say, but suffice to say,
it's hard to say. You're a fucking moron.
Most of the audience did not get this. In fact, the biggest issue with racism is
you don't even, like, how the fuck you did not get the thing that I don't really get. You don't even understand. You just said, well, I don't really know if that was the point, but you fucking crackers don't get it. You don't even get it though. The fuck you talking about?
in this country is that people don't really understand that being racist doesn't mean you own a Nazi flag and fly it in the back of your army.
You still haven't proven that he's racist, like fucking racist. Him calling out that dude for overcharging, which he fucking was, because I remember how much soda cost back then. Calling him out for overcharging was not racism. And telling him to I think he told him to speak English or some shit correctly. I think there's another thing. That's not really racist either.
Military store. Falling Down tries to maybe subvert this by saying, well, Foster may be a crazed lunatic shooter, but at least he's not a racist.
No! Oh my god. He's a sociologist and he's a scholar at heart.
The flip side to the scene is maybe Foster realizing that.
So you agree that he's not really a racist then? What you trying to say? Which is it?
He and his victim are not that different. Both of them.
They are different. They're completely fucking different.
Those men.
Why would he look at the two gay guys getting harassed and be disturbed by that if they were the same? And him sympathizing with the black guy getting arrested. Why would any of that happen if he was a bigot? What the fuck are you talking about? You showed these clips unironically, and then you're still going on with the same dumb-ass point unironically. You are a fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
want a world where white men like themselves are on top and never have to suffer the indignities of traffic.
No! You see this guy, white, he sees a white guy doing anything, and a white guy could be taking a shit, and he's like, yeah, his shit may be brown, but it's Caucasian shit, and the shit, right, takes control of the white porcelain. So, in that, we can deduce from that I can't even continue that shit. Ah! He's such an idiot! Because, let's be real, he's the type of motherfucker, like, if Defense had been black, he'd be like, this is the best movie with that's been out in the last 30 years. It's the best fucking movie. Like, if it had been the actor who was the black actor who was arrested, who was actually in the place of Michael Douglas, he would be like, oh, this movie is lit. It's lit. It's litty. This is for the culture. Oh, boy. Oh, wait. Shadow Fox Young. Watch his response to Robert Tolpe Vine video. He basically says, if you're not black, you can't criticize black creators. I have no doubt that he said that.
Or not getting their breakfast or being fired. Except one fully understands that
No, he makes legitimate, legitimate, reasonable fucking critiques of modern society while also being a crazy asshole. Anyone would fucking agree. Like, why would you end breakfast before it's even before lunchtime is even here? Way before lunchtime is even here. It's a good critique. It's just he's a crazy asshole at the same time, and he takes it up to 11. That's what it is. That's all it is. And why do burgers look smushed while in the advertisements they look all like healthy and meaty and shit like that? These are good critiques. Anyone can relate to this. But what we can't relate to is him pulling a gun on fast food workers because of this. Again, this nigga makes points. He makes some good points. We can empathize with the rage. We can understand the rage, but we do not condone what he does. That's the point. It doesn't matter if he's white or black. These are fucking certain situations that anyone can relate to. Bad divorce. Rage issues. Possibly. Hating white supremacists. hating gangs. Not hating how poor people are. Everyone can fucking relate to this. Hating entitled rich white people. We can all fucking relate to these things. But you see this fucking white actor playing it, and now, suddenly I just can't relate to any of this. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it now. Brandon Deshizer? I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. The guy seems like the kind of guy who will watch the entirety of Get Out and be unable to find a single thing to criticize or find wrong. Yeah. John Lennon Skeleton. This guy probably gave breaking a good review. No, he didn't. I saw a flash of that. He just released that a month ago, a review. And he said it's worse than he thought. Of course, I'm really shocked that he thought it was bad. I'm shocked. Fucking shocked. But I think a lot of people on the left think it's bad just because it makes them look bad. They don't like the fact that there are, we stand up for, because people on that side usually, we stand up for racism. We want to, have discussions about how slavery and shit from the past ties into racism today. And Tariq Nasheed did just that. And I think they just don't like the fact that Tariq Nasheed makes them look bad. I think if Tariq Nasheed had been anyone else making that, I think they would have been fine with the documentary. Well, not really, but I'm just saying. It's just a little funny thought I want to throw out there.
The only way to do this is through violent subjugation of all other people. It's hard.
No! The fuck is wrong with you? So he violently subjugated a white supremacist. So you're on the white supremacist side now? The fuck you talking about?
To say how this movie was received, there wasn't the same social media atmosphere where you could have
like, it was received pretty well.
Hot takes out immediately after seeing something. So I do know that the movie did have some people that thought it was awful, and it had some people that...
Who are these idiots? Who are they subscribed to you? Mandingo Plumbers Association, $2 super chat. Mama J, rate my new handle. I don't even know who were you before you who were you before you renamed your channel, or you renamed your handle. Mandingo Plumbers Association. Like, it's funny. It's top notch.
I thought it was really important. If you go and you look at the comment section of any video that talks about this movie in a positive light, there's a lot of people that say this is the greatest movie ever made, and that we all feel like this guy sometimes. And yeah, that's kind of fucking scary.
Oh, you all... no. I think they mean the anger, not the violence. Fucking idiots. That's kind of scary. People relating to someone who makes good points, that's scary. We all feel like this guy. Like, yeah, I'm sure you would fucking applaud anyone who would kill a white supremacist. But, like, it's a white guy and it's in this movie, so you don't.
I truly don't get how it must feel to look at that character and be truly empathetic. On one end, I do
okay, whatever.
Understand, like, where it comes from. Foster, like a lot of men, like a lot of white men, has been sold a lie that he has lived his life by. He literally served his imperialistic white supremacist country as a...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jalen Fulp, $2.99 super chat. This video is so cringe. Yeah, it's worse than that. It's like intellectually dishonest, like just complete bullshit, sloppy, poorly edited. Fuck this guy. Nate Hooper, $5 super chat. This guy wishes he was as charismatic as the prisoner character from In Living Color. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Shadow Fox Young, $10 super chat. Thanks for the notice. Love your Batwoman videos. Thank you. Evil Hero Diamond Kid, how much time is left? That's how you know a video is grating on chat's nerves when they ask, like, how much time we got? How much time? We got 10 more, a little less than 10 minutes.
Defense contractor, meaning that he was responsible.
He stood up for his white supremacist society. Like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. See, now you're just putting your own, like, personal politics into it. And when I mean personal politics, I mean something that you believe and no one else does. That no one fucking believes.
Responsible for the multitude of imperialistic missions that America...
Hey, remember that, like, that white bum he came across? I wonder what this white supremacist... why this white supremacist, society didn't hold that white brother up. Like, you know? Oh my god, that poor white man, like, was poor and begging Michael Douglas for money. I wonder how he could slip through the white supremacist cracks like that.
Contractor, meaning that he was responsible for the multitude of imperialistic missions that America has been on, I'm assuming in his case, since the 60s and 70s. And now in the early 90s, which is when in real life globalization was really rationing up and middle-class white Americans were being cut out of the wealth equation, he is angry that he...
Wait, what?
did all this work to participate in perpetuating the system, and the system is now cutting him out, just like he was helping to cut out these other people that were lesser than. And that...
These other people, yeah, the white supremacists he killed? You mean that person? The people he cut out. These... Oh, that poor white supremacist he killed. He cut him out. What the fuck are you talking about? This motherfucker ain't talking about movies anymore. He's just talking about white people. This is just an excuse for motherfuckers like this. Just use movies as an excuse to rant about white people.
Is what the problem is.
Message.
No, you did not make a good. Oh, that's so. Oh, cringe. When you didn't even fucking make a point. Oh, I killed it.
Falling Down is Aggrieved Entitlement, the movie. William is mad that he did what he was told to do, and at the end of the day, we see Foster despondent, realizing just how far he's gone and recognizing that he's the bad guy.
Now let's go.
He's the bad guy because he was abusing his fucking wife, and yeah, because he was having irrational, violent reactions to not I wouldn't say minor problems. That's really it. Except for the white supremacists who tried to kill him, and and the Asian dude who tried to kill him, or tried to beat his ass. For Max Smiley, $2 super chat. The way this guy talks imperialism sounds awesome. Oh yeah, and the gangsters who also tried to fucking kill him just for sitting down in their territory. He's not gonna talk about that because God forbid you should criticize any violence that a male of color, or like criticizing any male of color violence and what could perpetuate that. He's not. We're not talking about that. That's not relevant. Kevo, $9.99 super chat. So when Obama was president and the commander-in-chief bombing other countries, he was perpetuating white supremacy. Clearly, obviously, it's all white supremacy, baby.
Go meet some nice policemen. They're good guys. Come on, let's go.
I'm the bad guy?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Yes, you're the bad guy. You're also a buffoon, but and again this.
Oh yeah, he's a buffoon. Yeah, the way he fucking completely obliterated those gangsters who were trying to shoot him down. Well, actually, no, they were idiots. I think they were just idiots. Like they went, but that was highlighting how fucking dumb gangsters are. They end up missing their targets and then hitting fucking civilians. That's what that was highlighting. That's why I like that scene.
The sad thing is these movies, and moreover the people that watch them, never come to the realization that it is white supremacist capitalistic patriarchy.
No! Jesus fucking Christ! No! It isn't! Gene the Machine, $2 super chat. Go watch The Critical Drinker's Take. It's amazing.
That
I think I did watch it. I'll watch it again one of these days. I think I did watch it though.
In this position to be chewed up and spit out and used as fodder for the machine. But the challenge that I had of the movie, even then when I was only like 10, 11 years old, and now that I'm sure a lot of people have, is boo fucking who? Put yourself in my shoes. And that is the painful paradox of the situation. On one hand,
boo fucking who? You know, gangsters tried to kill you on your way home for no reason. White supremacists tried to kill you for no reason. Boo fucking who, asshole? You got downsized from your job. No one can relate to that. And even and if it happens to you when you're white, like boo fucking who, bitch? You lost your job. You almost get killed several times for no reason. Boo fucking who? You white. I mean, like I said, 10-1. I bet money he is married or dating a white girl.
And we have this population of males that are in this position that are consistently perpetuating this system that harms not just them, but everybody else. And it harms everybody else a lot more than it's harming them. And they want out of the system to...
Wait. So they're under a system that is harming them, but boo fucking who? Which is it? Which fucking is it? They're perpetuating a system that's hurting them. And you know what's weird, though? I took a little peek at the Forever Purge just recently, and he said, word for word, that same fucking dialogue from the movie. There was one character who was like there's some guy who kidnaps his fucking family, and he wants to start a Forever Purge. Such a stupid fucking, oh my god. It's so bad. And then, it was like this younger white guy, and like the patriarch of the family, the father, I think, was like, you're just perpetuating the same system that's harming you, son. And I'm like, and he said the exact same thing here. Did you write the Forever Purge, my nigga? Did you write the Forever Purge? Or are you motherfuckers becoming so predictable and so, like, symbiotic that y'all all are starting to sound the same? Y'all, you quoted a terrible Purge movie. Think about that for a minute. Mandingo Plumbers Association, $2 super chat. What the hell about this movie was pro-capitalist? I don't know. Sophia, he's a white girl in blackface. Yeah. Roy McGarry, he's not just dating a white girl, he is a white girl. Vouch that it's possible. QBO Frange, I think that's what it says. Sorry if I'm butchering that. 199 super chat. How many times has he said white supremacists? Probably like 50. Jake Bobbinreath or Bob, I think that was right, but I might be butchering that. He's such a giant troglodyte. Yes, he is. Puss in Boots, white people bad. Gorilla titty. People need to understand that just because someone doesn't have the same problems as them, or even if their problems aren't as bad as them, that doesn't invalidate them. Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ. Eterno? He just proved he's selfish as hell and so dumb. Yes. Oh, Jesus. Let's keep going.
Same way.
We're almost done.
We want them out of the system, but we're not communicating that well because they're too busy thinking that the way to fix the system is to destroy us. What? This
motherfucker is brain dead. For Max Smiley, $5 super chat. He literally admits he lost his ability of empathy growing up. I understand to boo fucking who. Yeah.
Go back to a statement I think I made in another video. I know I've made it in life multiple times before, which is a quote from Edgelord where she says, "You will never destroy the master's house with the master's tools." And that's not what these people think. These Jordan Peterson, red pill, incel types.
Jordan Peterson is an incel. Yeah, that's why that motherfucker's got a daughter. A wife and daughter. Because he's an incel. Because that's how that works. You clearly don't know what fucking incel means.
Truly believe that they're not going to destroy the master's house. They're going to take the master's tools, refine them, and build a bigger, better house right next to it.
Yeah, when Jordan Peterson says wash your ass, he really just wants to destroy the black man. It's just like that fucking meme a while ago. When people would like put Jordan Peterson quotes on pictures of Red Skull because everyone thought he was a white supremacist. Oh, these dumb motherfuckers. These Jordan Peterson types. They want you to live your life honestly and wash your ass and get a job and think. Fucking white supremacists. I ain't following to listen to that cracker. I ain't washing my ass. I ain't getting no job. Fuck you. This is not a good look for black people. Oh, God damn it. I just need to sit here for a minute. My head's throbbing from laughing and raging at the same time. Oh! I'm just saying, it's not a good look for black people. When you don't research this shit, and you start talking, oh, this motherfucker's a white supremacist. What he wants is white supremacy. And what the motherfucker wants just turns out to be growing the fuck up, washing your ass, getting a job. You look like you want black people to not have jobs and not be clean. Like, oh God! Grapple R, wash your ass for the white race. Viscount Rainbows, having a job and showing up on time is white supremacy.
That they're going to fix their problems and their pain points with a kinder, gentler, better designed patriarchy that puts them at the
Stop saying patriarchy. Fucking
center
stop.
of the power with none of the side effects.
If they're like in power, then how do they fail in the first place? Because you said they failed and now they got to build themselves back up and make themselves look nice. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
And that's just not how this works. to the Flecks and the Fosters and the others.
Like, what the fuck is this even? Like, remember, this was about Edgelord movies. He spends absolutely no time on Joker. Like, he said, oh, I'm not going to spend that much time on this movie because I hate it. You spent no time on it. You referenced it. You didn't spend any fucking time on it. I'm sorry, when I put a movie in a thumbnail, you better be damn sure I'm going to talk about it. It's not just going to be some clips. Oh, shit. Mr. Herbert, $1 super chat, thank you. Oh, shit.
The world was supposed to be a certain way, and it's not. They were told the world was fair, and if they did all the things, if they followed all the codes and upheld all...
No one has ever told the world is fair. Nobody said... Because from jump, like, your parents always tell you. There's always that, like, the kid says, you're not being fair, and then the parent comes back with, who said the world was fair? The world ain't fair. No fucking parent has ever said to their kid that the world was fair. You a damn lie. No parent has ever said that to their children. Not white, black, nobody. Nobody fucking says that to their children. Kevo, 499 super chat. Mr. I Am Hip Hop is slamming capitalism, a music genre that glorifies influence of money, cars, and consumerism. Neat! Yeah. The Night of Ashes. How did an idiot like him get 22.9k subscribers? Look, there are a lot of dumbasses out there. Like, 22k wouldn't even, like, scratch the surface of idiots that exist in the world. Like, nobody ever fucking tells their kid that the world is fair. Not fucking ever. Because usually parenting involves having to do things that make the kid feel like they're not being treated fairly. And then the parent says that same fucking line that they usually say, like, who said the world was fair, nigga? No parent says the world is fair. Not one fucking parent. You could be lily white, like the most whitest fucking suburb ever. Like, if the parents have a job and the parents live in the world, they know it ain't fair. Get the fuck out of here.
All the principles that they would be rewarded, and here they lay, unhappy and dissatisfied, sometimes for relatively good reason, and other times
for relatively good reasons, but I don't really care. Boo-hoo. Boo fucking who. You think it's for a very good reason, but boo fucking who anyway. Julio Scissors, $5 super chat. No need to read, just wanted to support your channel. Thank you. Well, I read it anyway. You know I'm gonna read it.
Just from a twist of fate, holding the L like the rest of us do. And that is what makes them go on their crusade. And maybe it's because they truly believe...
Yeah, because black people don't go on shooting sprees because they felt slighted. Like, you know how you said how there are black people who commit crimes only because they felt slighted? How come these black men out here shooting up Chicago don't take their L and don't deal with their fucking problems without shooting up an entire fucking neighborhood? How about we talk about that? How about we touch on that? No, you ain't gonna touch on that.
Believe themselves to be special boys, or maybe because they're just having a bad day.
Frame of mind was outrageous.
He was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
I couldn't believe that a police captain was recounting the bad day that the killer had without a shred of empathy for the really...
He was just fucking recounting what the fucking killer said. That's what cops usually do. Oh yeah, this person, yeah, like, this is what he said. This is why he said he did it. How are you not taking it? Tell you why you're not saying what the victims might have felt? Because it might have been dead. Can't really get a statement from a corpse. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we already know how they feel. We know that. When people get shot, like, ow, it hurts. Wow. I'm not discounting. I'm not minimizing what they go through. I'm just saying, Like, yeah, this is the criminal we caught, and this is why he said he did it. And you know people are going to want to know why. Mandingo Plumbers Association, $2 super chat. Trans athletes, who told you the world was fair? Oh yeah, I get that one. Okay, that's a clever one.
Really bad day that the 8 victims and their families had.
In reality, these movies.
Yeah, thanks for cutting that off. And I'm sorry, like some Karen bitch saying, like, why didn't you just take into consideration the victims? Maybe because in that moment he was talking about catching this guy? Jesus. Like, fuck off. Bloodshank, oh my god, is this guy for real? Yes, he's for real. He's 100% for real.
These have been warning us about how white men see the world for a long time. Falling Down came out in 1993, but there have been plenty of spree shootings and workplace-related shootings committed by men before and after. A lot of us have it in our head that much of the nonsense we see on the right and the violence that is depicted in the media is new, and don't get me wrong, the tactics definitely are, and the amount is definitely growing, but the sentiment is very old. Decades ago in the 50s and 60s, there were men who were disgruntled at their station in life and stuck believing that something must have went wrong and some glitch in the system is responsible. Where once movies like Falling Down or Fight...
I'm sorry, you cannot compare the social climates of 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago to now. Oh, a bunch of white men burnt down a church filled with black people. I wonder why a white guy in the 30s might have done that. Fucking idiot.
Club were seen as extreme fantasies. They now...
But like he says, these biracial shooters, the same reason they went on shooting sprees was the same reason a group of white dudes, or a group of racists burnt a fucking church or burnt a cross on someone's lawn. Like, they did it for the same exact reasons. Fuck out of here. Danny Nightblade, 45, $5 super chat. If we really lived in a white supremacist society, then why did black men get the right to vote before white women did? I don't know. Like, that's that white supremacy, my dude. It's tricky. It's tricky. It'll get you.
Look like reality television. They look like the news in a weird way.
And you know what's funny? All this fucking feminist rhetoric he's putting out. Like, Susan B. Anthony didn't want black men to get the vote. In fact, she was racist as fuck, and didn't want them to vote because she thought they were lesser than them. And this black man is putting out all this fucking feminist rhetoric. Like, what you see? That goes back to earlier what I said. Like, dude, feminism is not for black people, especially for black men. I'm sorry, no. I mean, shit. If you want to go by things that happened in the past that you may not want to take into now because it has a history because it has a history of like racism and shit. Why don't you like drop feminism, because that also has a history of fucking racism. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Kyle R. Alexa, who are the DC snipers? Son of the D. He's. I bet he's the type of guy who avoids other black men. Probably. He's got his white girlfriend. He's got his white girlfriend. She wants to go to a certain restaurant that's near a certain area. He's like, well, no, we just can't. No, we just can't, babe. And she says, why not? Well, yeah. He makes up some fucking dumbass excuse. Viscount Rainbow's blaming today's white people for the evil of segregationist past is like some original sin nonsense because your ancestors were dirty, you are dirty. Sounds like blood vengeance. Yeah. Raku. There's no way. Wait, no way. Oh shit. There's no way a man this stupid has a girlfriend and is getting laid. You'd be surprised. Vouch has a fucking girlfriend.
Almost healthier before The Impossible White Man, when all action heroes, when the idealized masculinity was Arnold Schwarzenegger, the He-Man that could do everything. Because now it's
nobody was looking up to him because he was a white man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Everybody loves Arnie. Black, white, everybody loves Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's why he has the career he has, because everybody loves him. The same thing with Keanu Reeves. and Henry Cavill to an extent, because everyone fucking loves them. They are the everyman, because every man loves them.
It's easier for...
Well, but he's not a man, so, you know, I can't necessarily speak for him. He doesn't know, of course he wouldn't know what every man is, because he's not one.
Men to reconcile the fact that they won't be the Ubermensch. And by making it more mundane, I think many men have begun to lose grip on reality versus fantasy.
No, liking a movie does not mean you've lost grip on reality. Just because, well, I think everything is white supremacist, including these movies with white male leads. And a man says, well, I don't agree, and I actually like the movie. I actually understand where defense is coming from, even though I don't condone his actions. You automatically see that as a fucking threat to you, as someone who's immediately gonna shoot up something because he disagrees with you, because you're a fucking simp.
Like John Wick.
And I mean simp the way way people used to use it, like simp as in he's a fucking moron.
I love The Nobody, The Boondock Saints. A lot of the movies that I'm critiquing in this video are actually some of my favorite movies.
But how do you sit through this shit and believe the things you believe at the same fucking time? Like, how do you even do that? This is a white supremacist movie. This perpetuates the white supremacist beliefs.
I believe that you can enjoy art, even problematic art, and it can be okay if you are explicitly and purposefully critiquing what's inside it, which means
he's so noble, guys, because he partakes in problematic art, but he critiques it. So he's like, yeah. He's a scholar at heart.
We have to do a different...
I keep saying it, but it's funny every time.
Critique of white supremacy and patriarchy. Because if we're not going to do that and not have gun control, we're going to keep having these problems. Going back...
Oh, fuck you. We need gun control. Oh, fuck off.
Back to the whataboutisms. That...
I wonder why people in Chicago are still being shot up, despite it being one of the places with rigid gun control, rigid gun control laws. I wonder why. How's that happening? I wonder. Keep in mind, like I had a boyfriend, right? And he came to visit me. We were in Chicago parlaying around, and he carries a gun. He's got his concealed carry thing, and he carries a gun with him. I think I told this story before, but anyway. He had to look up the gun laws just to be sure, and it turns out in Chicago you cannot have a gun on you. You have to keep it in your car. You can't have it with you, like out in front of anybody. And of course he abided by that, whatever. But Chicago has fucking gun control laws, and people still end up getting shot up out here. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. Oh, is it still buffering? Shit. Somebody says it's buffering. Well, anyway, yeah, anyway. Kyle R. Pick-meism. Usually I don't like, labeling people pick-me's, but like Edison definitely picked some pick-me shit. I want to be the next bread tuber. D. Bourbeau. I listen to R. Kelly but feel bad about it after. Yeah, this is that motherfucker. This is that guy. Like the people who are like 100% adamant against R. Kelly but still listen to this shit. Like, well, I feel really bad about it afterwards, so talk about and we'll go on and on about how the treatment of all black women, but we'll still fucking support and listen to R. Kelly.
That's the real big difference here between the way black men or black people and women experience taking L's and how they see Lara Croft or T'Challa versus how white men might see John Wick.
Wait, what?
Black people and women, real big difference here between the way black men or black people and women experience taking L's and how they see Lara Croft or T'Challa versus how white men might see John Wick.
John Wick is not white because Keanu Reeves is not white. Fucking stop this shit.
Minorities, people that have oppressed identities are not allowed.
I love how he said black people, minorities. You know black people, you know we're not the only ones on the planet, right? Who are not white? I hate this fucking mentality. You don't even mention anyone else. It's like, you could have just said minorities. Like black people, minorities. Ugh.
Allowed to internalize their fantasies the same way. We see them explicitly as fantasies because we know that as soon as we step out of reality into that fantasy space, there are plenty of people looking to knock us back into reality.
Whatever.
Sometimes with a bullet. And that's why
whatever. Oh fuck.
Women and minorities who experience
Ruby Mary $5 super chat. How about instead of focusing on the gun control laws, we focus on why people want to hurt people in the first place? Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Far more oppression than any heterosexual white men are not out looking to knock us back into reality, sometimes with a bullet. And that's why women and minorities who experience far more oppression than any heterosexual
women and minorities. Oh, dude, you were such a cuck. Just stop. Just fucking stop it.
The white men are not out here committing spree shootings because
oh boy. We're not committing spree shootings, even though I used an example of a black man doing a spree shooting earlier in the video. And, you know, the DC sniper, black men in Chicago right now. I'm sorry, but like black men doing drive-bys, that is spree shooting. Just because, well, I see it in rap music, so it's not really that bad. I see it like in rap videos, it's not really that bad. It's glorified on my circles, so it's not really that bad. I'm assuming that's what he thinks. It's an assumption. But yeah, drive-bys are fucking spree shooting. In fact, it's a mass shooting. Those are mass shootings. But you're not gonna fucking count that. You're gonna completely disregard the gun violence that's happening in my home city right now. Oh, what's more common with the whites? With the whites?
We have a better understanding of how the world really works. We've never
black people and minorities and women. No, have a better understanding of how the world works. All the arrogance. I'll shove a cactus directly up your ass.
Never been allowed to mistake the world for being for us when it's always been for them. There's an argument, possibly a naive one, to be made that maybe this is kind of improving, at least from the media standpoint. The Joker came out 2 years ago, and even though it had all the awful subtext, it was met with a lot of criticism up front. And when you look at stuff like Tom Holland's Cherry, which had all the makings to be another Edgelord movie, it mostly...
Oh my god. There's anything with a white male in it where the white male is poor and disenfranchised. Anything where a white guy is poor and going through some shit is an Edgelord movie to this asshole. What white boys, they don't suffer. Like, what the fuck is this Edgelord bullshit? That whole notion, like the whole notion that a white person can go through anything is an Edgelord. Like, oh, that's edgy. I don't like that thought. That's a little too edgy for me. Imagine living in a racist bubble and thinking you are right. And thinking you are the authority on anything. Fuck off.
Avoided it. There's a constant thing where a character in a major franchise, say Star Wars, puts a woman or a person of color at the forefront of the movie, and you have these white men crying and complaining about them disappearing and, you know, whatever. But that does...
No. You saw a motherfucker complain about Rey being overpowered, and you thought, white supremacist! Mandingo Plumbers Association, $5 super chat. This man called the police on us when he got home and found us working on his kitchen. He seriously overreacted. Only one of us fucked his wife. Cosmo, James, I hate all of this. Yeah. I as well. Gary Thomas, $2 super chat. London has strict gun laws. How's that working out? This is why woke superheroes anti-heroes are better. Yep. Zaimoku Mizu, remember when BLM rioted over a criminal being killed while assaulting an officer instead of a poor little girl being killed in a drive-by while doing her homework? Oh yeah, I remember that. Murder is cool if you're black. And if you're killing other black people, it's all right. It's great.
Know that we are decentering white maleness as the only understanding of idealized imagery in this country, and that will have
like there are so many black movies about struggle. What the fuck are you talking about? There's so many. Can't even count it on both hands and both feet. Shut the fuck up.
Rippling effect. Hopefully younger generations will not grow up with the same sense of entitlement that older generations did, and
hopefully people won't grow up with the sense that white people can go through things too. We don't want that.
There are a multitude of white images of masculinity that are much more healthier and wholesome for younger.
This fucking bitch! They're like images of masculinity. They're so much more wholesome and better. And one of his examples is Steven Universe. Also, Ansel Elgort hasn't he been like accused of raping someone? Oh. Plus, he's young, and like his character, like I wouldn't say he's not masculine. Like his character is just low key and reserved. That's about it. And Peter Parker is 16 years old. Oh, this is progress? Question mark. I gotta save this. Hold on, I gotta save this shit. This is funny. I don't know why it's so funny to me. Progress? Question mark.
Generations to latch onto. So maybe, just maybe, things will be a little bit better. We see how Gen Z acts, and although some portions of Gen Z are still making up incel boards, just give me some hope, y'all. I got kids. I don't want this for them.
Oh, he does have kids. Ew, gross.
Displaying empathy, I think it's important to point out that despite these recurring themes, a lot of white men haven't arrived at the extremist ideologies talked about in the Beauty Pipeline or How to Radicalize a Normie. I knew a lot of white men growing up in the early 90s that loved the Boondock Saints and the Crow, and only a few of them are...
Now you're gonna criticize the fucking Crow? And keep in mind, Brandon Lee is not, also, once again, not a white guy. Not white!
Are white supremacists today, so there's that. Further, white men growing up in the early 90s that loved the Boondock Saints and the Crow, and only a few of them are white supremacists today, so...
Only a few of them are white supremacists today, which means, yeah, they're not leftist lunatics. That's probably why, that's how you categorize white supremacists. They don't lick your fucking ass, so they're white supremacists. Get the fuck out my face.
There's that.
Let me see some posts by your so-called white supremacist ex-friends. And merely make my decision. So remember, he did not. He said he would not equate the material with creating white supremacists. Yet he just did it right there. Because these motherfuckers cannot help themselves. They cannot. They can't help but be fucking dumb.
Furthermore, I know a lot of younger white men who are former students or just white men and white boys I've encountered via social media that are actively at a much earlier age than I did interrogating the process through which they've come to believe in and perform.
What is he, a fucking teacher? Oof. Apparently that's what I got from that. Ew. You can't even teach. You can't even teach deep throating, motherfucker. You couldn't even teach that. And I'm sure you do a lot of it with your girlfriend's boyfriend. For Max Smiley, $5 super chat. Steven forgave Space Hitler, but not the dude who didn't take no to dancing one time. Progress. Irina, isn't Steven technically his mother? Yes, what I heard. Juan Torres, $9.99 super chat.
Form patriarchy and trying to fix that, trying to get healthier, trying to heal. It's quiet, but if you are paying attention, if you are like me and concerned about man's health, you are seeing a strong drive away from the type of habits and just ideologies that have been hurting men for generations. These types of movies and films and their counterparts in other forms of media are still of value and are still good, if not just as an artifact to see how and where some men sit in their experience and understanding of the world. So just like I would never want to silence the most ugly and misogynistic hip-hop artists based solely off their artistic content,
because that would mean you're consistent in your arguments. That's the only reason why you're not. That's the only reason why you're not being consistent. I mean, that's the only reason why you're not doing it, because you would have to be fucking consistent in your outrage. That's the only reason why you're giving these movies a break. Because if you weren't held to any standard, if you weren't held to any if you didn't care about people liking you, which a lot of these motherfuckers like, a lot of motherfuckers like him, like leftists and shit, regardless of how much shit they talk, they don't want people to hate them. So they can't necessarily come out and say, "Oh, these movies are shit," even though he said Joker was shit for its problematic elements. He can't come out outright and say it about all the other films. He can't do it.
I also
because then he would have to come back to hip hop and be like, "Oh, well, that has problematic elements too, and then we need to fix the broken black men or the broken men of color because of how they've been influenced by these toxic elements." He's not going to do that for that fucking reason.
Don't think we should seek to marginalize edgy art that comes from or is consumed by the right, but we do.
Whoa, this does not include that lolly shit or anything close to it. There's some the screen grabbable moments. Oh my god, oh, he's one of those niggas. Oh no. Now look, I'm not saying lolly is great or anything, but like he's saying we got let me rewind that. Oh shit.
Hip-hop artists based solely off their artistic content. I also don't think we should seek to marginalize edgy art that comes from or is.
I think we shouldn't marginalize edgy art, but this does not include that lolly shit or anything close to it. He's one of these niggas. Oh no. Mandingo Plumbers Association, $2 super chat. No, Jay, he met white boys on Grindr. Yeah, I figured. Oh god, he's one of those. He just checks every fucking box. Every single one. Like I said, I'm not saying lolly is great or anything. I wouldn't partake in that shit. Look, okay? But like saying that you need to ban things because you're uncomfortable with it, it's like, nah, I don't get down with that on either side of the fucking spectrum.
Consumed by the right, but we do need to do a better job of contextualizing this art and being more critical of where it comes from and what it's really trying to say.
You don't even understand what half the shit you were talking about. What the fuck are you talking about? No, you didn't understand any of the shit you were talking about. You're a dullard. You're a nincompoop, an idiot, a moron. So I'm not taking any cues from any asshole like you. I'm sorry. I think the chat is kind of slow because they're on they're on like the last screen. Like when I paused it on his face, and he looked possessed. Like that was a while ago. Charlie Brewster. Oh, Charlie Brewster. Both the Crow and his love get murdered, and he's an edgelord for coming back to life to get revenge. Damn, dude. Of course he doesn't know anything about defending the honor of his love, or like the honor of himself. He's a fucking bitch.
That's it, y'all. My voice hurts. It probably sounds way different than it did a second ago. Thank y'all for spending this time with me. Please check out part 1 of this video. If you like what you saw here today, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, leave a comment for that engagement love. That's all I got today, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, so that was garbage. That was complete dreck. I hated that. Every minute of that. Cosmo James, always a lolly lover. I knew it. No, it's the exact opposite. He wants that shit banned. He wants it gone. Namon's edgy art is cool except that lolly bullshit. Yep. Like, checks every fucking box. He hates lolly. Joker was shit because of its problematic, what do you say? Problematic, it's problematic, oh god! It's problematic, I'm bad with words right now, y'all. It's problematic, shit, fuck it. Because of its problematic content, basically. Ashley, nah, lolly is gross, but like, I know lolly is gross, like I said, I don't support that shit, but at the same, I don't partake in it, but at the same time, I don't want it banned because that's stupid. You'd have to ban a lot of shit if you're gonna ban that. Like, I understand finding it gross, definitely. But, like, he's talking about, oh, like, you can't just ban art you don't like, and then he says, oh, well, except for that lolly shit, which is hypocritical. Like, it's fucking gross. But at the same time, like, no one's really being harmed, and it's drawings, and at this, like, it's just another form of art you're just gonna ban. Like, it's, if you're gonna ban that, you gotta ban a lot of other shit. There's probably a lot of shit that y'all partake in. You never know. You gotta be consistent and thorough. Okay. But that's it. My voice actually hurts because I'm a black woman. My voice suffers 10 times. My voice hurts 10 times more because I'm a black woman and not just a black man. Like, he's a man, boo-hoo, your voice hurts after your video. Fuck you. Let's go by his logic. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. On Namens, this is a part 2. No, this is a part 7. That's what it says here. It's a part 7. Like, he's got this whole series of black media breakdown.